I'm just going to start it right now.
Right
Matt.
there.
Hey,
On
Matt.
air.
Yeah.
You mean you've already started?
Hey, Matt. Yeah, I've already started, yeah.
Hey, Phil.
That was natural.
Yeah, we just bounce off each other, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We've got that rapport going.
Rapport with silent T at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Report.
Report.
That's with the T.
Do it again without the T.
Rapport.
With.
Report.
Once more without.
Rapport.
I'll go without. Rapport.
Rapport.
Yeah. Colbert.
Yeah.
Colbert.
Yeah, he seems to add an A in there.
Well, I think it's French, isn't it? The laptop's just started making a noise. If we move it along a bit, that'll probably make absolutely no difference. Oh, that did. We do a big audio spike though. That'd be nice.
It's a nice
Get
big
rid of that.
squeak.
Yeah. TLDR. Have we ever said what TLDR stands for? I always assume people know.
I don't think we ever have.
It stands for too long, didn't read.
Ooh.
So, you know, what I could have done there is gone with a really humorous fake
Yeah.
thing. But, you know,
Too laborious.
didn't read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something hilarious and witty like that.
Yeah, something really funny. But, you know. So on this programme, the Internet Digest, I'm in a spinny chair. We're in Studio 7 green room today.
Yeah.
Which we're not usually in.
It's nice to be back. There's a new mirror up over there.
Yeah, new mirror if you want to look at yourself.
Oh, I don't
before
think
the
so
show.
right now.
I'm on a spinny wheelie chair, and it's not doing it for me.
No.
It's a bit annoying. Despite the fact that I sit on this throughout the day usually.
Just
So
20 to 23 hours a
used to
day.
it, yeah. Anyway, on this programme, Matt, we take some of the things that caught our eye on the internet and talk about them. Because there are like the internet's got quite a lot of web pages. That's the word. Isn't it?
I currently have 10 tabs up.
Yeah,
So
I have.
probably 11, at least 11. 11 plus.
I had to cull my tabs yesterday because I noticed
Slowing
that
down.
my computer was not really, my mouse cursor wasn't really moving.
Yeah, mine does that.
So I had to like close loads of tabs, and I thought a lot of these tabs are from weeks ago, and I had no interest in them ever.
Ever, yeah.
It's just that I realised one day that you can control click to open a link in a new tab, so now I always do that. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the noise it makes.
New
when you do
tab.
it.
New tab noise.
Yeah, actually, it sounds a little something like this.
Oh, hello.
Sound effects. Yeah. Yeah.
Like it.
Anyway, have we got all the housework out of the way? Housework, is that a phrase people use?
No.
It is. There's a phrase, I think it's something like that. All the
Is it housework?
housekeeping, something like that.
Yeah.
Stuff you have to do.
Yeah.
We've got all that out of the way, haven't we?
Yeah, that's all out of the way, all that housekeeping.
There definitely is a phrase.
Thank God we did the housekeeping early on.
Yeah.
Otherwise that would
We
have
need to
been
do
bugging
housekeeping
me.
first. I've been cleaning the green room over the past couple of days.
Good.
I'm about 15% of the way there, but I threw away loads of really old shit that I didn't know I had anymore.
You
This
didn't give
isn't-
it to the impoverished.
No. God. Landfill, that's where it's going. Lots of cardboards and
Right up
plastics.
the tip.
Yeah. Thing is, I don't actually care about the environment. I'm quite mean, quite evil.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed I'm evil?
Yeah.
I've never told you, but I thought it was obvious.
It's the little
I'm an evil
cackle.
person, yeah.
I gave it away to me.
So what have you got today?
Oh, loads of shit. So much good shit.
Do you want to go first? Why don't you throw
Yeah.
something out at me?
I'll go first.
See, the problem with me, Matt, is I've got so many tabs open, so much shit to look at. Why not just whittle it down to one or two?
Great plan.
What do you have?
This week,
Yeah.
my eye was caught by the world's former oldest man dying, aged 111.
So the title's been taken away from him by
Yeah.
death.
It's the sort of title that keeps cropping up like every year or two.
Yeah.
The world's oldest man dead again.
Well, the thing is it oldest man ever?
No,
Or-
current. Well,
So
former.
Well, there's always going to be one then.
So
There's
really,
never,
the title
there's
just
never not going to be.
misleading. As soon as one dies, they just put another one on the clock.
Well, you
Your
can't
time.
not, yeah.
Step up, step up.
Yeah.
The next oldest man actually was only born a day after this guy. So
Well,
he's
too
now,
late, really.
This was 6 days ago, so he's now zooming ahead.
Yeah, he's gone. He's already got a few days on him. Has he got 5 or 7 days on him?
An amount of days
Yeah.
bigger than 1, less than 10.
So almost a week.
111 though. It's quite a healthy age.
Well, don't they say that people in our generation, our life expectancy is like
It's large.
pretty significant? I'm gonna Google it, but first of all, I'm gonna test typing because this is on the same desk as the microphone. I don't know if it makes a lot of noise.
Good type.
Well, I can't actually
Good
hear,
clean
can I? I
type.
can't hear what.
No.
So I have no way of knowing. I'm just gonna type anyway.
But he was born in 1902, which is mental. However, this means there are only 5 people in the world that were born in the 19th century left. There are 5 women.
19th century.
Yeah, 1899.
1800s. Oh, he was born in 1890.
No, he was born in 1902,
1902.
but there are a couple of women clinging on. By
So
the
he wasn't
skin
even
of
the
their
oldest person,
non-existent
he was just
tooth.
the oldest man.
No, the oldest woman in the world lives in Japan, unsurprisingly, 116 years old. But he was asked his secret, longevity, and he said,
Olive oil.
I don't know, I simply didn't die earlier. I have no idea how this happened. So he was witty right up until his last days.
Yeah. That's how I'm going to be when I'm 111.
But he had no children. He couldn't see. He was almost deaf after losing both of his hearing aids, which I think is something they've not expanded on in this article enough.
What,
That he
being
had
almost
hearing
deaf?
aids, and then he just lost them and never bothered replacing them.
Why not get new hearing aids?
He's gone, I can't hear. Oh, well,
Well,
I can't be arsed now. I've sat down.
I'm not going to explain it to him.
I'm probably going to die soon. 40 years later, he's still plodding on. But I've got a little picture of him here. And I'm going to be honest, he didn't look well in his dying days.
He looks terrible, doesn't he?
He looks how I feel right now.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that Bill Burr bit where he says that when you go to an old people's home, you only see in the male faces that look of permanent terror? Like, like a slow nod, mouth agape, eyes really wide open. That's what he looks like.
Sagging, everything just sagging,
Yeah.
pulling you down towards your
I wonder
doom.
what his cock and balls look like.
Oh, an absolute mess.
It's a curiosity. You've got to ask. He must have been asked at some point.
But apparently he died peacefully, so
Yeah.
that's a bonus.
So he wasn't at war.
No, he wasn't at war. He wasn't fighting.
How did he actually die?
In his sleep. So he didn't get hit by a truck.
No.
He didn't get his head kicked off by Chuck Norris or anything interesting. But I mean,
Boring.
at that point, I want to be long dead.
Do you?
It's fun to be like, oh yeah, I lived to 100, but you're probably going to have a horrible, horrible time.
Well, it depends. It depends if you have a comfortable life still. If you're no longer in control of your faculties and all this shit, then it might be better to shoot the old head off.
But I think the flip side of that is the older you get, the more afraid you are of dying almost.
I bet, yeah.
So, while I can say now, when I'm 70,
Yeah.
take me off to Switzerland and see me off.
Hmm.
Probably when I'm 70, I'm going to be clinging on to life with everything that it's got.
Yeah. And you'll also, by that point, have more invested in your life.
Yeah, I'll have so much more. Well, possibly this guy didn't have any family at all, so...
No. I imagine he had a lot of possessions, though. Probably a big collection of something or other. Stamps, porn.
Yeah. Memories.
If your memories, yeah. If you reach 111 and you haven't yet made some sort of collection, you've not really been trying. I think at some point you accrue a collection without meaning to, and then you think, well, I've just got to keep it up.
Yeah,
like in my last year
pretend.
of school, when I was like 16, for the first 3 or 4 weeks, I was late every day to school. So then I thought, well, I'm not going to end the streak.
Yeah.
So I made certain that I was late every single day for the whole entire year. I was kicked off the prefects because of that.
Ooh, badass.
I had to hand in my shirt. Red shirt we used to wear.
Did you have a
prefects.
different shirt? We had a badge.
We had a badge and a shirt.
But we had to pay for the badge. If you wanted to keep it, they'll give you the badge as a prefect. So here you go. But if you want to keep it after you leave, that'll be £3.50.
Oh, we might have had to do
And
that.
so he went, fuck you. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Suck my dick.
But you paid though.
I think I kept it anyway.
Yeah.
Just screwing the system £3 at a time.
Anyone could be a prefect in my school, in my year. It was a new thing they were
Yeah.
trying out, in air quotes. So,
Anybody could apply.
So literally everyone.
Everybody, yeah. Apart from the kids who were like, nah.
Yeah, some kids didn't as a form of rebellion, and some kids did as a form of
Yeah,
rebellion.
well, I'm going to be a prefect.
Yeah. Deal with it. Oh, even though I've only ever achieved E grades.
I love the sort of mini power that people got off it. Like, really, it meant absolutely nothing. It was just so the teachers could sit down and have a fag
Yeah, yeah,
and eat their sandwiches in peace.
yeah.
we had a teacher who would always go and listen to the Test match cricket in his car.
Oh yeah.
And at the time I was like, oh, that's great, I wish I could listen to the Test match. His life must be shit.
Yeah.
He's got no friends. The highlight of his day is going and sitting in the driver's seat of his
car,
1998 Volvo.
Yeah, yeah.
Going, oh, cricket, I'm going to listen to an hour of it.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Wish my life was better.
What would he do when the cricket wasn't on? Have a wank?
Yeah, probably just go and do some meth.
Yeah.
He fell asleep once with the cricket
in class
on.
or in his car?
Yeah, and so a whole class just turned up and he never showed up for like an hour and a half. So he just fucked off.
Yeah, that's what you would do.
It's that school mentality of, let's not tell anybody.
Yeah. That happens so many times. There are so many...
Something awful has happened, we'll keep this to ourselves and benefit.
Kids are clever. Kids are very clever.
Streetwise.
Speaking of kids, are we done with that story?
Yeah, I do have a little quiz for you.
Oh, go on then.
If you want.
I would love a quiz.
Because we don't do enough quizzes.
We've not done any yet.
This is quite a reputable source. It's gotoquiz.com.
Gotoquiz.com, yeah.
So,
I was about to ask, is it gotoquiz.com?
It's just going to predict your death. I know it's a bit morbid,
Right.
but I thought if you'd like to give it a go. What is your age?
21.
What is your height?
About 5'11".
Do you know that in inches?
Oh, God.
Let's say
Google.
70. Shall I just say 70?
Yeah, sure.
I could Google.
You
Shall
can
I
do.
Google?
Yeah.
Just
Google 5'11" in inches.
Okay.
It might come up.
If it's 70, I'm going to lose my shit. 71.
71, there you go.
Close. Not too shabby. I'll put 71. What is your weight? 300 pounds.
I have no idea. What do you reckon? Guess. I have no idea.
I imagine you're about 12 stone.
About 12 stone. That sounds about right.
Yeah. 12 stone.
Well, the dick adds so much.
That's a stone in itself.
Yeah.
Just all
Got a very large tumour on it.
168 pounds that would make you.
168 pounds. That sounds about right. I was going to guess 170 pounds.
168. What is your gender? Male, female?
What do I identify as?
Yeah. There's no option for anything else.
Oh, that's contrary to the movement of feminism, so I'm not going to answer.
I'm going to put in male.
Just put in male, yeah.
Which of these describes your eating habits? You ready?
Oh, go.
Balanced diet with fruits and veggies, high in fibre and lean protein, low in sat fats and sugar. Is that a yes or a no?
Which of those, or is
No,
that one
that's
option?
just one. Semi-regular fruits and veggies, moderate fibre, possibly red meat, some fatty or sugary meals or snacks.
That sounds about right. What's the other one?
Occasional fruit and veggies, possible red meat, regular fatty or sugary meals or snacks, some fast food. Or the last one, little concern for nutrition.
It's definitely the third or the fourth, but put the second.
Okay. How much do you smoke? 2
None.
packs a day, 1 pack a day, less than a pack a day. Don't smoke now. Never smoke, but live, work near people who smoke. Never smoke, no nearby smokers.
I will say never smoked, but I've grown up in a house full of smokers, and also, whenever I've smoked weed, it's had tobacco in it, so does that count as smoking?
No, I don't think so. Let's hope not.
Yeah.
How many days in a typical week do you drink alcoholic beverages? Do not drink. 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 or more.
You're going to have to put do not drink, because I drink once every few months.
Yeah, you're not a big drinker, are you?
No.
How much sleep
clean cut.
do you get on average? Less than 6, between 6 and 9, or more than 9 hours?
I would say less than 6.
Less than 6 hours.
average.
That is a horrible life.
Yeah. It's not great.
Which of these mostly describes you or your future if you're still in school? No college degree, low income job. No or some college, low to mid paying job. No or some college, solid middle class job. College degree, solid middle class job. High paying job.
No college degree, low income job.
We're podcasters though, so...
Yeah, no. It's rich in, the passion that I get. And that's like high income, really.
Yeah. Which best describes your day-to-day attitude? Cheerful, relaxed and approachable. Determined, competitive, aggressive. You're quite aggressive.
Yeah. That's
Bored, lethargic, grumpy. Stressed, irritable, panicky. Depends on the day. Some day relaxed, some day stressed.
Well, it surely depends on the day for
Depends on
literally
the day.
everyone.
Which,
I would err towards the cheerful, relaxed one.
which best describes your habits with doctors? I go for regular checkups whenever I feel unwell. I go sometimes for checkups. I make an effort to follow treatment plans. I go sometimes. I am reluctant to go, and I may or may not follow treatment plans.
I'll go sometimes.
Good.
I only go if oh, one of my balls has
Fallen off.
gone back into my body like 4 weeks ago. I thought I should, stuff like that.
Oh,
That's never happened.
it's sort of calcified in there.
Yeah, it's now a rock.
How much exercise and stroke or physical recreation do you average in a typical day? 60 plus minutes, 30 to 60 minutes, around 20 minutes. I get physically active only occasionally. I mostly don't exercise.
I'd say 30 to 60 minutes.
Good.
Sometimes I go on walks for like 2 hours, 3 hours,
Yeah.
but then some days I sit
I like
for
to
a long
walk about
time,
an hour a day.
so it balances out.
Which describes your dental hygiene? Brush twice, floss daily, go for regular cleanings. Brush and floss daily, go for regular cleanings. Brush daily, sometimes floss, sometimes go for cleanings. Brush daily, don't floss, sometimes go for cleanings. Don't always brush or floss.
Brush daily, don't floss. And I never go for cleanings. That's...
Oh, we've got to go for the one nearest, so I'll go for that one.
Yeah.
Which best describes your driving habits? Often speed and drive aggressively. Often speed, drive aggressively. I'll put don't drive or ride in cars often.
Yeah.
Do you have high blood pressure or cholesterol?
No.
Well done.
Thank you.
Do you have any chronic ailments?
No.
Good job.
As far as I know.
How many of your parents and grandparents died before age 60? Do not include accidental death.
Well, they're all in the same plane, so...
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6.
Yeah, 0, I think.
Good job.
Yeah.
How healthy do you feel on the average day? Rate it from 1 to 10, with 10 being very healthy.
It's probably around 6, to be honest. Which isn't great.
Submit answers, let's see what we get.
What happens if you score really well on all of them, but then on the last question you say 1 out of 10?
I don't know.
I eat a lot of vegetables, I never smoke, and I've got great blood pressure, and, but I just feel like I'm about
shit.
to die all the time.
Constantly. Hey, great news.
Yeah.
Your lifespan, 80 years.
I was hoping for a lot more than 80 years.
You have 59 years left to live. You'll die in 2073. You are beating the average lifespan of someone your age by 4 years. To put it another way, you have the health of a 17-year-old. You've already lived over a quarter of your life.
Oh. Not really anything that I wanted to hear in there.
But good news, your weight is in the ideal zone.
My weight is in the ideal
Your
zone? Weight. Oh, good.
Great job.
Yeah. That's made me feel a bit down.
Don't feel down. Don't be a Debbie Downer.
What, do you want to do the quiz?
Yeah, I'll do the quiz. I definitely could. I don't think it'll end well.
No, I think you should. I want to hear.
Okay.
I want to see if I'll outlive you.
I would say
if
absolutely, definitely.
If that's the case, I want to be prepared for your funeral. So we'll talk funeral arrangements.
You can do the eulogy if you like.
I'll probably just put a podcast on.
Just one of our old
Yeah.
TLDRs.
I might put on the Bedside Chronicles with P. Bear and Jake Ivor, because they were great.
That was a great show.
I don't know what happened to those guys.
Plane crash.
It might have been. No, it
Usually
was. It definitely was. Their tour plane crashed, I think.
Here you go. I'll pass it over to you.
Right. Age, you're 20, right? 20. Height,
20. In inches, let's say 66.
66. Weight,
140.
140. Gender,
Male.
male. Yeah.
Yeah, hang
It's
on.
alright, we're all friends here. They're still there.
Yeah.
BBC, ball cock.
Ball cock.
Good. What best describes your eating habits? Balanced diet, semi-regular fruits and vegetables, occasional fruits and vegetables, or little concern?
Occasional.
Occasional. That's worrying, because I would say you eat healthier than I do. But you're one downer. You're one down from me.
I have good days and bad days.
I'm going to leave you on the one that I was on, just because...
Yourself?
No, because otherwise you'd be lower than me.
Yeah, probably.
Because I just had you on a worse off one than me. But I'm saying
okay.
you're actually, if anything, better
Okay,
than me.
I'll stay with you.
How much do you smoke? 2 packs a day, 1 pack a day, less than 1 pack a day?
Less than 1 pack a day.
No need to lie, though, is there? How many days in a typical week do you drink alcoholic beverages, which means drinks? Do not drink alcohol 1 or 2 days a week, 2 or 3. No, it doesn't say that. 3 or 4, or 5 or more.
1 or 2?
1 or 2. Again, no need to lie. Oh, 7B has just popped up. 7B. How many alcoholic drinks do you have per drinking day on average? More than 8 drinks a day, 6 to 8 drinks a day, 4 to 6 drinks a day, 2 or 3 drinks a day, or usually just 1 drink. More than 8?
4 to 6.
4 to 6. How much sleep do you get on average? Less than 6 hours, between 6 and 9, more than 9.
More than 9.
More than 9. Probably too much more than if you're still in school. No college degree, low income job. No or some college, low to mid paying job. No or some college, solid middle class job. College degree, solid middle class job. Or high paying job.
College degree, middle class job.
College degree, solid middle class job.
Yeah.
Again, really, there's no need to lie. Which best describes your day-to-day attitude? Depends on the day, or stressed, or bored, or determined, or cheerful.
I suppose it does depend on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which best describes your habits with doctors? Reluctant.
Never go.
Reluctant. Reluctant to go, and you may or may not follow treatment plans. Is that it?
Yeah, I don't like doctors. Really.
You don't trust them?
No, shifty, aren't they?
What about like shamans, things like
Yeah,
that?
I love them.
Yeah. How much exercise and or physical recreation do you do in average
Sex.
typical day? That counts.
Sex with the ladies, then.
Yeah.
Upwards of 10 hours per day.
Shall I
That's
put
right, ladies.
60 plus minutes. Is that with lots of different ladies, or?
Yeah, no. Yes. I don't know the correct answer. No.
Just honesty. 60 plus minutes then? Or 30 to 60
Let's say
minutes.
30 to 60. I don't want to blow my trumpet too much.
Which best describes your dental hygiene? That's teeth.
Yeah. Brush.
Daily?
Yeah.
Do you floss?
No.
Do you go for cleanings?
No, I never go to the dentist.
I've got an appointment for the dentist in like
20
13
minutes.
days in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
First one for about 3 years.
Yeah, I've
Something
not
like
done
that.
for years.
Which best describes your driving habits?
Don't really drive.
Didn't even read the things, mostly because I can't be bothered. Do you have a high blood pressure or high cholesterol?
Let's hope not. Ha!
I'll just put no.
Yeah, but no to both.
Yeah. Do you have any chronic ailments? Diabetes, asthma, heart trouble, hormone imbalance, etc.?
No, I don't think so.
How many of your parents and grandparents died before age 60? Wait! Don't include accidental deaths.
Oh.
Same plane, again.
So not including accidental death, 0.
0. How healthy, in air quotes, do you feel, italics, on the average day? Rate from 1 to 10. 10 being very healthy.
5.
5. Right.
I imagine this will say probably about 112.
14, no, it's not 76.
Ooh, not bad.
You have 56 years left to live.
Yes.
You will die in 2070.
That's cool.
You are equal to the average lifespan for someone your age. To
Brilliant.
put it another way, you have the lifespan of a 20-year-old.
Brilliant.
You've lived 26% of your life already.
Yes. Great news.
Do you know what I think, though?
Yeah.
I think all of that is obviously bullshit.
Yeah.
I do like GoToQuiz.com, though. That's one of my favourite quizzes.
Quiz-based websites.
You can actually create a quiz, so I might have to do that.
Just do one for the TLDR fans.
There are some quite great quizzes here. What is your spirit animal? I already know iguana.
Iguana.
You, I imagine, hippo.
Yes, hippo. Baby hippo, not real hippo.
Not a real one.
Not a real hippo, just a
Not
baby
a
one.
real model. How awkward are you? That's another quiz. What YouTuber would you date? Probably John Green or Wheezy Waiter, I think, for me.
I'd probably go BBC News. Do they even have a YouTube? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
How well do you know Obito Uchiha
Not well enough.
from the Naruto manga? That's the only one here that's rated 10 stars.
How awkward are you? That's just for awkward people to go on and go, oh, I was right after all.
Yeah.
I'm a freak. I best just stay inside. No confident person goes and go, oh, how awkward am I? I'm not even slightly.
You know our good friend Baker's?
Yeah.
Did you see the Facebook quiz that he posted the other day, which was how literary are you or something like that? And you had to match Facebook authors to the book that they wrote, not
Yeah.
Facebook authors.
Real authors.
Real actual authors.
I'm a
People like Ray
Facebook
Bradbury.
author.
To the books that they wrote. And he got 14 out of 20, and he posted it on Facebook like, if anyone gets higher than me, I'm going to say use Google. So I went on there, and he was really cocky about it. So I only chose the left option, 15. So I posted that, and he's liked it. Good old bakers. Anyway, let's see, I've got another story for you here.
Brilliant. I love stories. That's why I'm here on TLDR.
Earlier on, I believe you mentioned the word school children.
Yeah.
Want to say that again?
School children.
Speaking of school children, government, this is from humanism.org UK, the British Humanism Association.
My fave actual British-based humanist association.
For the one life we have, that's their slogan.
Nice, like it.
Don't know that you only have one life though, so a bit presumptuous.
Yeah. What if we have loads?
Yeah. What if you're a cat person like me? 9 lives. Anyway, government bans all existing and future academies and free schools, UK government that is, from teaching creationism as science.
But not from teaching creationism as like a story.
What it actually says is that they've been banned. All current and future schools, basically free schools, in the UK have been banned from teaching pseudo-scientific ideas, such as creationism, as being scientifically valid. So you can't say, my mate Dave says, and then say some bullshit, and then say, and therefore that's scientifically valid. Which I don't think any school was doing anyway, because it isn't on the curriculum.
I've heard this debate a lot. Oh, should we teach creationism at schools?
Yeah.
And I go, well, no one ever tried to.
Yeah, I've never ever heard.
I've been in Church of England schools, I've been in religious schools, not religious schools, secular schools, etc. And no one has ever gone, today it's science class. Creationism.
No one's ever said that.
Yeah. That sentence has just never been uttered.
Yeah.
We did the story.
Yeah, we did the story in
RE.
Religious education.
Yeah.
But we also did lots of other creation stories and also
all sorts of
other stories.
Stuff, yeah.
You just learn about it. But they're not being taught as scientific ideas. So this wouldn't preclude RE teaching creationism as a story.
Good, it shouldn't.
No.
But how widespread in England, in Britain, is creationism being taught as a scientific?
Well, it says here, blah blah blah. The government has also extended these rules to future academies. Blah, 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 blah. In addition, it has also introduced new clauses for church academies, which I didn't know existed, helpfully clarifying the meaning of creationism and the fact that it is a minority view within the Church of England and the Catholic Church. So yeah, you're right. It's a minority view, at least over here in Christianity. Creationism isn't.
I don't think it's a big argument over here at all.
No,
really. And like, it's nice that they've gone, oh, don't do that. But I don't really think anyone was doing it anyway.
No, I don't think so either. But the slant here, though, I'm going to read a bit of this last paragraph. However, there are other ongoing areas of concern. For example, the large number of state-financed creationist nurseries, or the inadequate inspection of private creationist schools, and continued vigilance is needed in the state-funded sector. We will continue to work for reform in the remaining areas, but are pleased that the vast majority of issues are now dealt with. Just something about the way it's worded seems
strange,
a bit weird, a bit forceful. It also says that they want to push evolution as being taught at the primary school level as scientific fact, which is I can sympathise with the idea of let's not teach creationism as science because it isn't science.
Yeah, it's science.
You don't have to only believe in things that are science.
But, no, not at all.
But it's the same thing as saying tennis isn't. Oh no, wait, tennis is a ball game. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as saying darts is a ball game. It's not.
It's not a ball game.
Yeah, it's just not.
It's a dart game.
It's an entirely different court, if you will.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like it. But so this is purely for free public schools and academies, not for privately funded schools.
No. I suppose if you're a privately funded school, you can teach whatever you want. But that's the risk you take, sending your kid to a privately funded school, is that they're less well regulated.
But are private schools, unless they are very fundamentally religious schools, going to teach creationism? I don't think so.
I highly, highly doubt it.
And if you're sending your child to a fundamentally traditional Christian school, then the likelihood is you want them to teach that, so let them go ahead and do it.
And you're probably going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
I really don't agree with this whole idea of, raising a child religious is child abuse. I think that's fucking stupid. I think that's a really...
Do you know what is child abuse? Like kicking your kid?
Yeah. There's lots of child abuse going on. If those people really cared about child abuse, they'd try to stop child abuse. But it's clear that that's just a rhetorical device. Like Richard Dawkins saying that, well, if you care about child abuse... It's like people who want to ban gay marriage and they talk about the sanctity of marriage. Well, if you really cared about that, if that was your issue, ban divorce.
Yeah, get rid of all the things that stop marriage from working.
Like, if you actually care about child abuse, ban parents from drinking alcohol at home, or you know, I don't know. There are all sorts of things you can ban. Teaching religion isn't one of them.
No, it's never. It's sort of an ideology to say, well, you shouldn't force your opinions and beliefs on your child. But it's never ever going to happen.
But then this humanism.org.uk website is advocating pushing evolution on children as a belief system, which is fine in a way, but it's more. I would more err towards the side of saying that you should teach it as science and just say, there you go, there it is. Lay the cards out.
Push anything on anybody.
No, not at all.
Really, the point of education is to educate rather than to force opinions onto people. It's to say, well, this is what people believe. Yeah. This is scientific fact. Here it is. This is what other people believe.
I don't see why this is always such a big, huge debate, evolution, because if there's somebody who's made it to age 90 without knowing that humans are descended from animals or whatever, or humans are an animal or whatever, they're not necessarily, that's not going to affect their life in any way. It's really not that important that you know this. It's just a fact. Yeah. Just like a factoid.
It's never cropped up.
No, it's never an important issue at all. This is just an issue of like people wanting to be right.
Yeah,
more than
feeling
anything.
Good about themselves.
That's how I feel anyway. Maybe they have a more nuanced argument than that, but especially the majority of like atheists and stuff like that. When I say atheists, I mean atheists in air quote. I mean, you know, militant hardcore atheists. Dawkins deal with it type of people.
Well, it's the whole. It's not the forcing of opinion, but it's the kind of, we have the evidence you don't have. But, like, whatever, who cares? Yeah. Like, there comes a point where you have to just believe whatever you want to believe and then get on with it. Yeah. One of the big arguments a lot of militant atheists have against religion is that they force opinions on other people, and that's just exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, that's precisely what you're doing by saying that.
So either don't do it or stop moaning that religion does it.
I think most people who criticise religion really adamantly are basically people who are pissed off because they've been told not to wear their Rage Against the Machine t-shirt to church. That's most of the people who do it.
Just don't wear a Rage Against the Machine t-shirt anyway.
Yeah, really. It's an embarrassing thing to wear. Don't wear that. I can tell you that.
I've not got one.
Yeah, I throw most of mine away.
Just set them on fire, throw them out the window.
Well,
I Rage Against the Machine of Rage Against the Machine t-shirts.
Yeah, exactly. You can't tell me what to wear.
Yeah. F you.
Yeah. Rage Against the Machine store.org.net
/ coupons.
/ coupon offers. Yeah. / redeem.xpf / TLDR. If you just throw in the code Phil, then you'll get 20% off all Ratum t-shirts, which stands for Rage Against the Machine. So that was humanism.org.
Well, it's great, but it's sort of a non-existent thing.
It's a non-victory. That's what it is. It's a non-victory.
Don't do things you're already not doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't see it as a huge issue. I think people who see this as a huge issue have their priorities a bit fucked up.
Yeah, a bit skewy.
If you really want to care about something that matters, which you don't even have to, you can.
Fuck it.
I'm very happy for the majority of people to just sit around and watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I don't give a fuck. But because I'm just that kind of dude.
Yeah, you don't.
I'm just a carefree kind of rad dude, you know. I don't give a care. I don't give a flipping care. But if you really want to do something that matters, take up some sort of activism. I don't know, join the Peace Corps.
Yeah, go and do some Amnesty International work.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't just like pretend that this is what most people are doing. They start off wanting to sound really right and clever, and they use that as a platform to also sound really caring about the world, about the state of the world.
It's the whole posturing to make yourself look good thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
In the same way that you don't go online and go, this is a list of things I hate. you shouldn't go on and go, oh, well, you know, I don't know if you've heard, but they're doing this here. And, that is just awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wish they didn't do that. Well, great.
But, you know, that's just me. I'm a humble guy. So.
I wish that we aren't stoning people to death, but
Yeah.
I'm not actively doing anything about it.
That's another one of the leaps, is that people point towards these atrocities that are really not a result of religion, but a result of that culture. Not like stoning and oppressing women and stuff like that. Yeah, they're huge problems, and yeah, you should try to combat them if you want to. But like, that's not because they have a copy of the fucking Quran in their house. That's because they're from a caste system and a culture that really encourages that sort of behaviour just by its own volition. You know, there are plenty of examples. I mean, religion does influence that to a certain extent, but religion is also responsible for the layout of cities and the hierarchy of governments and like law.
Yeah.
All sorts of
things. The important part it's played in society's history, and even today, massively outweighs its cons, I think. Yeah,
hugely. And at the end of the day, we're an animal that perceives the world through language and makes sense of the world through language, and that's religion is just an ultimate endpoint of that. Because if you're going to describe everything by analogy, which is all we can do really, then, especially since if you go back a few hundred years, people don't place the same value on being fully understood as we do. We want to be really clear and step on eggshells and make sure everyone understands us and put out disclaimers all the time. Back then, they were perfectly happy to tell a story and sort of understand that the 5 people they were telling it to knew that it was a story.
Just that knowing nod.
Yeah, it's like, you know this is a metaphor, don't you? Yeah, of course I do. So they just wrote it down. They didn't feel the need to put in a disclaimer saying, you know, there wasn't really a snake.
Yeah.
That's a metaphor for something, you know. Maybe there was a snake, though. I don't know. Temptation.
Doobie doo.
What else do you have?
I love you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Oh, it's, I know you're a big football fan, aren't you? You love the foosball. You actually were semi-pro for a while?
Yeah, well, for a while I was. But I thought I just got to get out of this game. Cause it's
there's no money in it, this football.
None was coming my way anyway.
Yeah.
I was actually mostly kicking a ball against the garage door.
Just in the garden, just running around.
Yeah, and then my neighbour told me to stop it because it was noisy, so I was like, alright, I will.
Alright, I'll go back inside now.
Yeah. Big football fan though. But there's a tournament on, isn't there? A tourney.
Yes.
FIFA, is it?
It is the FIFA World Cup.
World
Cup.
What cup?
World Cup.
World Cup.
Yeah.
I knew it was, I knew that was what it was called.
And it's in Brazil, which is...
Spelled with an S or a Z?
Well, it's up to you.
Thanks.
Which is historically possibly the most football fanatic country in the world. And obviously there's a lot of issues there.
What?
There's a lot of rioting and people aren't overly happy. But I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, don't.
This is a little video, but the video is almost unimportant because this is how Brazil sounds when it scores.
Well, do you want to use this little speaker so it's a bit louder?
What do I do? Do I just plug it in?
Plug it right in, like headphones. It might be a bit too loud. I'm not sure. Just see.
But before I play this, I want to let you know this is nowhere near the stadium. This is a guy. He's literally filming the apartment block opposite to him.
Yeah.
It's apparently 30 kilometres from the stadium.
Yeah. Okay. This is before anything's happened.
Yeah. Because literally everybody in the city is... This was in Sao Paulo. It's about 20 million people. Equaliser, Brazil.
On the video, it's just an empty street.
Yeah.
There's nobody out.
20 million people and everybody was indoors. I was reading through some of the comments on this video.
It's on Reddit.
Yeah, and they were saying how Sao Paulo has some of the worst traffic in the world. But it's like literally empty. Everybody's just inside. Like I say, there's nobody on these streets. There's nobody celebrating in the streets.
Yeah,
This is all coming from people in their house.
Yeah.
And you can hear this. That's like us hearing this outside.
Yeah, that's
from
crazy.
something in Birmingham.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. That is, yeah. That's insane. What the fuck is that? Is that Cloverfield?
There's also an interesting point that was made about the difference in television over there. Like one cable network has it, and the free telly has it on a 2-second delay. So people often know there's a goal from the celebration of the people around them.
That's crazy. That's really interesting.
Coming up, we got goal number 2.
Okay.
It's pretty quiet. Oh,
hello.
surging forward. There's a penalty.
Oh!
A lot of these little.
God, give me my Vuvuzela.
Fuck off.
I used it to drink Vindaloo.
Vindaloo, popular.
Yeah, I know. We got that from Red Dwarf. But he used the traffic cone, I think, not a Vuvuzela. Same basic concept, though. Same instrument, really. So that was a penalty, not a goal.
That's a goal.
Was that a goal?
That's him tucking away the penalty.
Goal, 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 goal. At this point, I'm hearing no human sounds.
Yeah.
I imagine a lot of sore throats.
Just a lot of shouting.
Yeah. That's fireworks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that legal? Careful.
I doubt Brazil give a shit.
Yeah, Brazil is really a lot of poverty in Brazil, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's one of the big arguments against the World Cup.
Yeah.
And while everyone loves football over there, they've spent $13 billion. It's the most expensive World Cup of all time.
Why?
And
Why?
while literally hundreds of thousands of people are living in abject poverty, but moments away from the stadium.
Well, I heard that a lot of social cleansing went on, in that they arrested loads of homeless people to make it look nicer.
Third goal.
Third goal. Not as infused.
Coming up.
That was not yet happened.
I don't think so. This goes on for another 2 minutes, so I'm just going to kill it. But
USA.
yeah, there was a lot of
USA.
like favela cleansing almost,
Yeah, yeah.
where they'd go in and sort of militarise the areas.
Yeah.
And people are saying that live there that it sort of brings back memories of sort of the military dictatorships that sort of ruled South America for a long time. People aren't overly happy with it. A lot of rioting.
I wonder how FIFA feel about that.
I doubt they give a shit.
I imagine some of them do. There are some conscientious people on the board. Who's on the board? Is it like Lineker?
No, Gary Lineker's not on the
Is,
board. Head of FIFA is Sepp Blatter.
No, I don't know him.
Full
He
of
needs to get
corruption.
someone more famous than that. Is he doing crisp adverts?
No,
I think so.
crisp adverts.
No.
Not doing Walker's adverts.
Or sorry, chips adverts. In America they call Walkers Lays.
Lays.
And I believe in most other countries, Lays.
When you're in a foreign country, just pick a pack of Lays.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, this reminds me of home.
But not quite the same.
Well, I think they started out as separate crisps.
Did they actually?
I believe so, yeah. I think Walkers originated in Britain. Lays originated in America. And then someone like, probably Unilever, I don't know who, Procter and Gamble.
Procter and Gamble, yeah.
Bought them up. Yeah, that's I mean, on the one hand, it's really cool to hear, but on the other hand, once you hear about all the social cleansing, the favela cleansing,
Yeah, it's difficult to fully enjoy the World Cup.
It's like how many people are suffering for this?
Because basically it's just a show, and there are so many even like little tiny rules they've brought in about like selling beer.
Oh yeah.
Like beer, they upheld the ban, but you're not allowed to drink beer inside stadiums in Brazil. But they got rid of that for the World Cup because tourists like to get smashed. But you can only buy drink inside the stadium from like certain places.
Yeah.
So a lot of these favela children, I don't know if they're children or adults or whatever they were, would make their money going to the stadiums and selling beer like outside. But they've been banned from doing it for 2 kilometres, like of a radius of the stadium. Just you can't
draw a line in chalk, stand just outside the line.
But 2 kilometres is a long way. If you're standing literally by the gates, say there's a beer, 2 kilometres away, you're not going to sell as much. You're just not making any money.
Yeah, they don't want them to make money, obviously.
Well, yeah, that's the point. They're trying to hide away the dark, impoverished favela side of the country and spend 13, 18, however many $billion on fancy stadiums, firework displays and pitbull.
It's quite dark, that whole thing, because I'm not sure how. I want to say, it's backfired because people now know about it because people are reading about all this kind of stuff. But I'm not sure a lot of people are aware of it.
No.
Because the video that I saw a video about it, and it was on Reddit, and it only had like 6 upvotes or something like that, and then it just disappeared. So it's something that people don't seem to be all that aware of.
It's sort of, they have them over a barrel in a way, because Brazil love football to the point where people are not going to go to not going to go to the games. People are going to riot, and people who go to the games will be unhappy or will watch them. All football is always going to be bigger than whatever riot situation it's in.
Yeah,
and it's another case of the tickets being phenomenally expensive, and you are just basically cutting out the poor.
Yeah,
it's a World Cup for the wealthy Brazilians, not for the favela Brazilians, where if you look historically at Brazilian football,
that's always been the case.
No,
that's never been the case.
That's like the favelas are where a lot of your Pelés, all these great players. That's where they started, because you just play street football.
It's a pastime, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah,
street football.
You wouldn't have like official clubs or anything. You just play in the streets.
And then a talent scout with a tan.
Well,
the sunglasses would come along in a suit. Hey, hot enough for you? How would you like to play for me?
Luis Suarez, who's a Liverpool player, he's from Uruguay, but he grew up really, really poor.
Yeah.
And he got spotted on the street playing football, and they said, "Oh, come to the..."
By whom? Who spotted him?
Just like he was playing football in like a local thing, like a local team spotted him, saying, "You're good enough to go and like try and get like Uruguayan like good quality top football." So he went to like a training camp for like 12-year-old Uruguayans at like the national stadium, but he didn't have any money for shoes, and it was like so he just walked.
Oh really?
Just walked and rocked up, which is baller.
Yeah, that's what I'd do. Fuck it.
But like, that just wouldn't happen here. No one spots a kid in the street and goes, "Oh, why don't you go and try out for a cov?" Oh, you turn up without any shoes. Like, it's just a different kind of poverty.
Well, maybe, but like the poverty that exists in England is like a lot less determined than the poverty that exists in some other places. Because in some places they're so used to poverty, and they have. I mean, I'm talking out of my arse, really. But I imagine that the atmosphere over there is like the poverty almost gives them motivation. Yeah. But over here, if you're living in poverty, you're probably only about a 5 minutes walk away from a really nice neighbourhood. Yeah, but that's one of the things with these new built stadiums. There's a lot of pictures going around the internet and Twitter and stuff of a shot of the favela, like literal houses made of corrugated steel, and then a huge, $500 million stadium, of stone's throw away. Like that sort of sums up the World Cup. It's like, we'll move you out of the way and move you in here. Send me that picture. That sounds interesting. Yeah, I'll find it. I'll try and throw that up somewhere. But it's one of those things, like, as bad as it is, everything that's going on there, Brazil literally grinds to a halt when Brazil are playing football. Yeah. And that doesn't exist here. Like, the World Cup is big here. The England game, I imagine it got good viewing figures, and most people watched it. Yeah. But there's not that sort of fervent desire. There's no real passion. Everything continues. Yeah. Nothing stops. I'd been out and I was walking home during the England game, and it was like near the end. It was like it must have been around midnight or something. I was walking around, and a lot of people were piling out of pubs already. Yeah, like the game hadn't ended yet, but a lot of people were like, we've probably lost. Let's just go. Let's go home. People didn't seem there's all that much. I looked in a lot of windows, which is something I do when I walk, because if you don't want me to, buy curtains. Yeah, fuck you. But anyway, I look through a lot of windows, see what they've got on TV. I like to steal people's TV that way. Yeah. I'll watch a bit of a game show or something, root for someone, and then walk off. But a lot of people were just watching, Coronation Street or whatever. Else, yeah. I can't really think of any other instances where a whole nation literally grinds to a halt because of a sporting event. Like, there are sporting events that will be huge, like big sporting events, Olympics, etc., huge boxing matches, whatever. Super Bowl. Yeah. But the country continues to even thrives, function, especially in America with the Super Bowl and stuff. I imagine the economy booms. Yeah, it would. The amount of food sales and this and that. Yeah, it's not really. It's interesting in America because it's a closed system. So whereas most places the economy might get a boost from tourism, in America it's not tourism; it's merchandise and advertising. It's money, capitalism. It's just money exchanging hands. Really. The only other one I could think of was, have you ever heard of the boxer Manny Pacquiao? Yeah. Well, he's from the Philippines. Yeah.
and he is like a god over there. He's now in the parliament, and he's all sorts of weird shit. Yeah,
Didn't know that.
but he is sort of a demigod over there, and the Philippines does grind to a halt when he does it. It's something, I think crime rates during his fight drop something ridiculous like 80%.
Really?
Because everyone just watches it.
Wow. I might use that to my advantage. Might pop over to the Philippines, get a ticket to Manila.
Wait for his
next fight. When do you think that's going to be?
Some crimes. Sometime next year, I imagine.
Yeah. Throw some rocks at windows and stuff like that.
Go off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kick a pigeon.
But I think he's a case of the Philippines, again, another very poor country, and he came from the very bottom and made himself the biggest sports star they have there.
Yeah.
And one of the most marketable sports stars on the planet. And now, obviously, because he's in Parliament and he's trying to, do good, I suppose, in theory. Like, he's a people's man kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, his dad fed him his dog, so he ran off.
His dad fed him his dog?
That's the story that he's told. I don't know if there's any truth to it, but he left home when he was like 12 or 13, because I don't know if his dad was abusive or a drunk or something.
Well, he fed him his dog.
But he didn't like his dog, so he killed it. He definitely killed it, and there's a rumour that he cooked it and fed it to him. And so Manny Pacquiao ran off and started selling donuts on the street to get by, and obviously street fighting and
get
stuff.
the taste out of his mouth.
And now he is biggest boxer, well, second biggest boxer on the planet.
You hear that a lot of fighters either have dad issues or just have some past issues. They have an aggression that they, like, a lot of fighters were bullied at school or faced abuse at home or something like that. They have somebody who they couldn't fight when they were children.
That is their sort of inspiration.
Yeah. That's what I can't remember who. There was a UFC fighter who talks about that, but I don't follow any sport at all, so I don't know who it was.
I don't know. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Interestingly, while we're on the point of like surges and hikes and crime rates, the National Grid released this today.
Yeah.
That during the 15 minutes of half time, the had a massive energy surge that they put down to people putting on kettles, getting food.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Cooking. These surges happen when a large number of people across Great Britain collectively switch on kettles and lights during a break in programming.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I suppose it's to be expected. I mean, they must have prepared for that in some way.
Yeah, the pickup that's expected for England's second game is the equivalent to 520,000 kettles being switched on at the same time.
It's always
in
kettles,
that 15 minutes.
Wow. Do they use kettles a lot in other countries?
I don't know.
I'm sure I've heard that that's a fairly British thing. I always thought it was like a ubiquitous thing.
Yeah.
But I think in a lot of other countries,
they
don't have cores to boil water very often. Or if they do it in a coffee percolator.
Oh, that's true. Coffee is big around the world.
Most countries.
Yeah, like it's bigger than tea in most places.
And then there are a lot of places where they do drink a lot of tea, but it's iced tea. So they'll make a big batch of it or whatever.
Or like over, like proper old school kettle.
Yeah.
Like on a flame.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think that's the kettle that's... I'm not including that one, I mean electric kettles.
Yeah, you mean
I think that's the kettle that's popular. I think I saw on Reddit, some Reddit comments once or something, someone...
Well, if you think about the size...
What is that?
The size of England is only like 65, 70 million people.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the tea drinking world, a lot of that is in places like, China and...
Yeah. Big tea.
Yeah. And they're historically more about the preparation of teas.
Tea rituals and stuff like that. Tea rituals are a big thing in Zen.
And like there's 1 billion people there.
Yeah.
That's just a huge amount of people.
Yeah, a lot of tea.
Bloody lot of tea.
It's either China or Japan. I get them mixed up because they look the same. What? I don't mean it. I'm joking. But it's one of those two countries. I think it might be Japan, where they have Kit Kats, the chocolate bar. They have like hundreds and hundreds of varieties of flavour Kit Kats.
Wow.
Like one for each type of tea.
That sounds brilliant.
They have like various meat flavours, and people just collect them.
Meat flavour?
But yeah, they have loads of flavours.
Wow.
Quickly Google this.
You can see it on my Instagram if you want to follow me, JKyberMD.
JKyberMD?
Yeah.
How do you spell Kyber?
K.
Yeah.
Kicking K.
Kicking K, not curly K.
Not curly K.
Yeah. As in E.
Yeah.
Right, cool.
I had a guest staying at my house from South Korea.
Yeah.
And she brought me, like, some horrible crisps.
Yeah.
It was nice of her, but they weren't very nice. And someone commented on that photo, like, when I was in Japan and South Korea, like, the portions of chocolate bars were, like, half what they are here.
Really?
So, just because people are smaller, but, you know, it's just...
They probably have less of an appetite for chocolate.
Yeah, sweetness is just less of a thing.
Yeah.
Like, less of a craving, you know, you get it naturally from elsewhere. Have you found your meat Kit Kats?
I found loads of lists, but they all just showed pictures of the labels and they were written in Japanese, which I don't read anymore.
Read Japanese?
I'm rusty.
You giving up?
I've not given up. I'll get back on the book. I've never read Japanese. It's a joke. Don't know any other languages other than England. England. American.
No, England language.
Yeah. Speaking of the World Cup,
Yeah.
have you ever been on mentalfloss.com?
No.
They have a lot of lists and stuff like that. Like 11 obscure references in classic songs, explained 19 rare recordings of famous authors, 10 movies Roger Ebert really hated, things like that.
Yeah.
This one is...
Cutting edge journalism.
Yeah, journalism. Investigative. Gonzo, even.
Gonzo,
sometimes.
yeah.
10 demands made by World Cup teams. So have you heard of like a rider?
No.
Like
people demanding...
Like only blue M&Ms. Things
I
like
want,
that.
15 bottles of this brand of water.
Yeah, must have 11 courgettes.
Yeah.
With condoms already on.
Yeah.
In my dressing room.
No reason. Just like...
Yeah, just safety.
Yeah, safety. In case intruders come in.
Yeah.
11 of them.
So we've got 10 football teams and their sort of riders, or their demands of the hotels that they're staying at.
That's interesting.
I'm going to read this backwards though, because they've put number 1 the most interesting one, and then number 10 the least interesting one. Okay. So anticlimactic. So I'm just going to go all the way to the bottom, scrolling.
Hello. You scrolled too far.
I scrolled a bit too far. Yeah, we all do it.
We've all been there.
Yeah. Number 10, Chile. We were saying earlier that, do you remember in like 2010 or whatever it was when those miners fell down that hole?
And they got stuck.
Yeah. When for a while everyone pronounced it properly and said Chile.
Chile, oh,
no one cares anymore.
Chilean miners.
Yeah, no one cares anymore.
No.
We've gone back to Chile. We've also gone back to Haiti.
Yeah, we don't care.
No one cares. Chile. Comfort is king for the Chilean squad's digs in Brazil. The team demanded new beds and flat-screen televisions.
Well, that's
reasonable,
not bad.
Reasonable.
That's not bad.
Not too bad. Let's look at number 9. Number 9 is Australia.
Oh, Australia.
Australia demanded that they install 2 large coffee stations, and the hotel had to install new coffee machines for 4 players. I don't know what that means. They've not really...
Well, they just like their coffee.
4 people really like coffee. But also the interesting part is that they asked these they asked for these coffee stations to be stocked with daily newspapers from around the world, which just seems awkward.
Why would they want around the world newspapers?
Well, I'm sure most Australians are a lot like English people in that they generally only know English. Why would you want to read a newspaper written in like French, German, Spanish? Why would you don't want that. You don't need that. Also, if they heard of the internet,
just Google it.
Just type in news. If you know how to spell it, it's just type in TLDR : that's shift and semicolon. The Internet Digest. Then press enter.
Well,
or click go. Either one, you can click or you can press. You know, we have a lot of options here at TLDR. We
leave many doors open.
Yeah. We leave a lot of breadcrumb trails. Number 8, Japan.
Ooh.
They asked for each hotel room. This one should be higher up on the list, I think, because they asked for each hotel room to feature individual spa rooms with a jacuzzi tub in each room.
They want a jacuzzi each.
It seems like they'd have to rejig some of the infrastructure of the actual building.
Sure, they'd have to just completely build a new hotel.
Yeah, they'd have to plumb those in, wouldn't they?
How would that work? Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
unless it's like a shitty blow-up one that you get, like Hindus.
Can you get those?
Yeah.
I've never been to a Hindu. I've not been a stripper for 5 years now.
Good. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I've got my... You know those little coins they give?
Yeah.
I've got my 5-year
chip.
One. My chip. I'm not sure that'll even happen.
No, I think they've shot too far.
I think they've asked too much. You could have asked for fresh fruit.
They're shit as well, Japan.
It says here the Blue Samurai. Is that a real nickname for them? Or is that just something mental for us to come up with?
While we're on Japan, just quickly, for a second, did you see, after the Japanese lost this week, their fans went around cleaning the stadium?
Yeah, I did see that. That was nice of them.
Like, they lost, like, a late goal.
The exact opposite of football hooliganism.
Yeah.
The exact opposite.
And they armed up with bin liners. Where they got the bin liners from? Did they bring them in anticipation?
Yeah.
And just gathered up litter?
That's nice.
Apparently it's customary in Japan.
Is it?
But like everyone else is like, what the fuck are these people doing?
See, we were talking earlier on, I know this is a bit off topic now, but we were talking earlier on about religion and about how people say religion only brings bad things. But this just proves that some traditions and ways of thinking
They're great.
can be really good. Because if it's traditional to, say, not rape dogs or to save dying children, that's a good tradition. Picking up litter, not really as good as not raping dogs and saving dying children, so they have a bit of work to do in Japan, I'll admit.
It's just nice. It's just pleasant of them.
It's pleasant.
To the point where that is a news story, shows everything that's wrong.
Yeah. That would not be a news story in Japan.
No. Them not doing it would be more of a news story.
Yeah. Like, a terrible person leaves chewing gum on the floor, is shot.
Yeah.
Number 7, Portugal. Their demand was they asked for security to be available. They asked for a 6-person security detail to be available at any time, just for Ronaldo.
Wow.
They also demanded video games for each room.
Video games isn't
That's not too bad.
6 people on stand 24 hours a day seems a bit unnecessary. 6.
Well, do you know football?
Yeah.
You know, you've heard of Ronaldo,
yeah.
haven't you? Ronald.
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
You've heard of Ronald O. What does the O stand for? O'Connell.
Yeah.
Ronald O'Connell.
Ronald O'Connell.
You've heard of Ronald O'Connell?
He's an Irish country.
He's actually the TLDR mascot, Ronald O'Connell.
Ronald O'Connell.
Yeah. Do you think it's likely that people would want to assassinate him?
No, they won't want to kill him. If he goes out, people will want to like get to him.
Yeah.
But that's because he's famous. People want to get to any footballer.
People want to get to me because I'm so
as soon as I step
famous.
outside that door.
Yeah. Oh, I know you from TLDR episode 1 and also from TLDR episode 2. Soon to be TLDR episode 3 as well. That's all over here. Number 6, Switzerland. The Swiss national side won't let Brazil's lush beachside landscapes elude them from during press ops. Do you like my... I just came up with that top of my head. I got the grammar a bit wrong, but I tried.
Yeah.
The team asked for a beach studio to be built to conduct TV interviews from. They also asked for high-speed internet and 2 Swiss TV channels. Comfort, I imagine.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with asking for 2 TV channels. Can I have 2 TV channels in a language we speak, please?
Why not tape some?
Yeah, why not just go on YouTube?
Yeah.
Netflix, Swiss
Netflix, please.
Yeah, Netflix.su.
Don't worry, I've already got a subscription, I've sorted it. That's what they should say. Do you reckon any of these players get embarrassed by this? Like, let's say there's a new player who's only really been playing football for a few years. Well, not necessarily, but like he's only been playing professionally for a few years.
Yeah.
And he's just...
I imagine people are a bit in awe of it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a player, Raheem Sterling is going to play for Liverpool. He's 19 years old. He's basically broken through this year into like the Liverpool team and the England team. But like a year, 2 years ago, he was playing for like our under-18s. He was on loan at some shitty club.
Probably playing after school.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was a kid. We signed him at like 15.
Yeah.
And now he's in Brazil with the England team, with all this sort of pomp and circumstance and money and...
Yeah. Imagine that, like Steven Gerrard says, don't forget that I want that wall taken out and replaced with a steel wall, solid steel, just because I like the cold in my back. Do you reckon Raheem's going to... Is that his name?
Yeah.
Raheem's going to be a bit miffed by that.
That's weird.
I was going to ask for a Nintendo DS, but I didn't want to step on anyone's toes.
Don't want to rock the boat.
Yeah. Number 5, Iran. Or, for a while, that was pronounced Iran. People don't care about that anymore. Iran.
No. Iran. Where did he run?
Stop it. Good joke. Great joke.
Yes.
Where do you keep CDs?
I don't know. Where
do you keep them on a shelf or do you keep them on Iraq? They demanded free dry cleaning.
Free dry cleaning?
I mean, it's not
just messy heaters.
the thing about that is, on the one hand, I don't think it should make the list because it's so innocuous. But on the other hand, that's a service that they've just asked to not pay for.
Yeah.
It's like, you can have all the dry cleaning you want. It's like, it's pennies.
In Brazil, I imagine it's
actually
literal
is
pennies.
But they're really putting someone out of a job there.
Yeah, we want you to do that, but do it for free for us.
Yeah, even though we'd probably make loads of money.
Yeah, we are the Iranian national team.
And this is probably... To clean a football kit, a whole kit, just one person's dry cleaner, that's probably like a week's wage.
Yeah.
You don't get that.
Yeah, that's ours. We're keeping that.
What are you going to use it on? Probably an extra shade of green in the billboard for our team. Something like that. Something really...
Like the green room here in Studio 7.
Green room. Knocking on the green wall there. I don't know if you can hear that.
I can.
Cheers. Number 4, Bosnia, and, wait for it, Herzegovina.
Herzegovina.
Yeah. Don't just call it Bosnia.
Great story.
B&H.
Great story that they're there. This is their first major tournament.
Well, even though it's their first major tournament, they've demanded an acoustic soundproof screen, or a set of acoustic soundproof screens, so that when they're eating lunch, the players will eat on one side and the coaching staff will eat on the other side, and their conversation won't get mixed. So these people can talk about TV, these people can talk about movies, and it's fine.
Why don't you sit at opposite ends of the room?
Why don't you sit in different rooms?
That's
what I would...
Stagger lunch.
Yeah.
Coaches in 12:30, players 1.
Yeah, 1. Easy. And the players can take an hour, fuck it.
They need to eat more.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's nice to see Bosnia in the World Cup, though. Only one of their players actually lives in Bosnia.
Where are the rest of them from?
Well,
imagine they have nationality.
Yeah, they have nationality in Bosnia, but a lot of them left because of the genocide.
Yeah.
The guy that scored, actually, his mum.
Yeah.
They shot his granddad.
Downer. Yeah.
In front of him, and they set fire to his village. And his mum buried him and his sister in a foxhole that she dug in the garden.
Bringing it down.
It's mental, though. Quite a historic moment, that was.
What's that, sorry? Ecuador want a delivery of a basket of bananas each day?
Each day.
Wacky.
What size is the basket?
Oh, a standard basket.
Well, that's just 6 bananas. There's probably about 40 people there. You're going to want a big fuck-off basket.
Yeah, but it's Brazil. They don't have a lot of bananas. Oh, wait a minute. Number 2... Uruguay, or as Homer Simpson calls it, you are gay.
You are gay.
All they wanted, silent air conditioning.
Well, that's decent. I see nothing wrong with that.
It sort of is, but then you think about it, and then you think, again, this is something that would require them to change the infrastructure of the building.
Just completely tamper with everything.
Can you... Hang on, that air conditioner runs at 4 decibels. I asked for 3. Can you strip this all out?
Can you make it better, please?
And by next week, I want... high quality, better air conditioning in. Do they have to pay for all of this, or can they just demand this? Do they have to compensate?
No.
So why would you not just say, I want prostitutes, cocaine, and money? Just leave some money on each.
Just lying about. Can I have daily spending allowance, please?
Yeah, 50,000 for me. Then the others can have whatever they want. Less than 40,000 though, because I do get jealous.
I am the best.
Yeah. Free tickets for all of my mates.
Yeah.
My entire country.
Anyone from Uruguay.
Anyone who's a fan.
Tickets, yeah.
I'd go. I'd say I'm a big fan.
I wouldn't fly to Brazil, though. Unless the flight was also free.
Well, the tickets. Free tickets. You get given the tickets, free flight.
Oh, brilliant.
Free accommodation as well, please.
Cool.
Number 1 is France.
No, it would be, wouldn't it?
This one's just rude. They hired security guards to watch the maids.
Make sure they didn't steal.
Yeah, that's rude.
That is rude.
Yeah. Also, each room must be identical down to the paint colour, which seems like a misstep because then all the rooms would smell of paint. What? And I also imagine they probably already are identical down to the paint colour.
Why would you want that, though?
I don't know. It's bizarre, isn't it?
Is that some kind of sports psychology so we all have exactly the same day?
It may be, because I've actually heard within sports psychology the idea that you should paint changing rooms in stadiums pink because it calms your nerves before games, and that's why they have green rooms as well. Green rooms are green because they calm you down. So before you go on stage to do a podcast or whatever, live to an audience of more than 8.
Yeah,
More than 8, maybe less than 9. More than 8 though.
8.5.
Probably 8.
Yeah, solid 8.
Yeah, 8 close friends and relatives. France also put a blanket ban on cell phone use for any hotel staffers.
So nobody in the hotel is allowed to use their phone.
Cell phones off. Why? Because I'm a footballer. I'd be so annoyed.
Is that so they don't like take pictures of them?
I don't know, but there's going to be so much fucking cum and shit in their soup. In their room service food, there's going to be so many pubes. People are going to hate them.
But surely that's just a bother for them as well.
Yeah, it would be.
Because you can't contact the staff.
Well,
because their phones are off.
Imagine they have a landline. Room service.
Yeah, well, you'll have reception.
Yeah.
But then, how's reception going to get in touch with?
Is that something people do a lot at hotels?
Maid.
Probably have pages.
Pages.
Think of that, did you? Yeah.
In the future.
Pages. They've not taken off yet. They will do.
Someone's paging me.
Mark my words. Is someone paging you then?
Yeah.
I thought that was you saying beep with your mouth.
No.
What are you looking at there? Palm of your hand.
Very good pager.
Is it?
It's tiny. It's almost doesn't look like it's there. It's very cutting edge tech.
That was just acting. I don't even think you have a pager. Yeah. Improv comedy.
Pretend you do have a pager when in fact you
don't.
don't.
Yeah. Mostly I find that improv.
Look who is paging me.
Yeah. Oh look, it's David Beckham talking about football. He's the famous footballer that comes to mind.
Yes.
I have an American's understanding of football.
David Beckham.
David Beckham. He's from... Where is he from?
Preston.
That doesn't end in Shire. I want to do a Shire joke.
Lancashire.
He's from Lancashire. No, Americans. It's pronounced Lancashire.
Bloody Americans.
Yeah,
those goddamn Americans.
See, we're both good at improv. We both have the skill. Both of us. You and me both.
I like when we explain the improv as we go.
We have to, otherwise people won't get it. It's not funny if you don't explain it. What else have you got?
Oh, loads. Oh, I've got quite a full bladder.
I've got quite a full bladder. Do you want to do a toilet break?
Yeah.
Well, before I do, I'm on Mental Floss, and I've just seen an amazing fact generator on the side of their sidebar.
The side of their sidebar, right on the very side of the sidebar.
In the centre of their sidebar.
Oh, so just on the sidebar.
On the sidebar. Do you want me to generate a fact?
Yeah, quickly.
I've just got to reload the entire page.
Oh.
I've never used this before, this just caught my eye. Oddly enough, the very first high heels were made for soldiers in the 1500s who needed a way to keep their feet snugly tucked into their stirrups while riding on horseback. I already knew that. Someone told me that the other day. Boring.
Well, they probably saw it on mentalfloss.com.
Maybe. Toilet break.
Toilet break. Toilet break. Everybody, it's a toilet break.
It's a good toilet break.
Oh, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
My bladder is just less full of urine.
So you might want a banana.
Oh, hello.
There you go. Don't mention it. And listener, feel free to have your own banana. Yeah.
Did you get a free basket of these this morning?
Well, I'm actually, by a stipulation, I'm a part of the Ecuador national football team.
Real? That's
No,
correct. What position do you play?
What position?
Yeah.
Well, name some, and I'll tell you which I am. I know which I am.
Wing defence?
Yeah.
You play wing defence?
Yeah. Only for the past few months. I used to be the goal preventer. You know,
Yeah.
goal stopper.
The one who could use their hands to prevent goal shots.
Well, everyone could use their hands.
No, that's handball.
Yeah, sorry. I was thinking of handball. I'm going to just keep eating this banana and move on to my... No, wait, it's your turn now, isn't it?
Move on. I don't mind.
There you go.
This is less of a story and more of just a funny thing I stumbled across.
Okay.
This is... Are you aware of The Onion?
Yes.
Sort of a
round
TFC
vegetable
podcast spin-off website.
Oh, is it an imitator of TFCpodcast.com?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware of them. They do fake news.
Yeah.
Whereas we do real news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best news.
Yeah.
This week they did a parody of sort of clickbait sites like BuzzFeed and Mental Floss.
Sorry. Don't
.com.
lump mental floss in there.
And this is their homepage. It's called clickhole.com. And it looks so legit. And the articles are fantastic. I'm refreshing it to see if we've got any great new stories.
Oh, they have. Read some out. So these are all... The Onion, for those who don't know, is a website where they have fake news stories. So this is essentially the same thing, but it's fake internet articles. It's called Clickhole. This is something they're going to keep doing, is it?
I hope so. One of their quizzes today. Is Aerosmith angry at you?
Can we do it?
Yeah, let's hope so.
I hope not. I'd be really annoyed. I like Aerosmith. Love in an elevator.
They said what? Find out what Justin Timberlake, Chelsea Handler and Tareku Kobayashi have to say.
That banana had a big brown bit in it.
How one non-profit is helping orphans of the Iraqi conflict avenge their parents' deaths.
That's the thing. Those websites, the websites that it's making fun of, always have article names that are just like that. That are just like Upworthy. Have you ever been on Upworthy.com?
No.
I'm going to go on Upworthy, and I'm going to read a couple out.
Has Steven Tyler yelled at you recently?
Is that one of the questions?
Yeah.
Not recently, no.
Have you thrown a rock or dirt clod at any Aerosmith member recently, including former rhythm guitarist Rick DeFay?
Again, not recently or ever.
Have you ever called Brad Whitford a no-talent asshat, even once?
No.
Have you given notes to any Aerosmith member on songs they released over 30 years ago?
Not to them. I've criticised Aerosmith songs.
Has Joe Perry responded to any of the texts you sent him this past week?
I've never sent him a text, ever.
Did you pay Steven Tyler back the $20 he lent you on Wednesday?
He didn't. No, that didn't happen.
Did you offer to drive Aerosmith to see Edge of Tomorrow and then not pick any of them up?
Not technically, no.
Congrats, you've unlocked the Super Clicker Badge.
Is that for doing lots of clicks?
Yeah.
I saw that if you scroll really far down to the bottom of this website, it tells you how many clicks you've done. If you just click randomly,
Oh, yeah.
you see that counter go up.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, nice one.
Woo!
So, are they angry at me? Or?
Let's find out. Da-da-da-da. I'm going to say probably not.
Well, we don't know yet. Let's do the quiz.
Get results. Watch out, you're on thin ice with Aerosmith.
Oh, no.
Especially Joey Kramer, who's actually pretty pissed at you. The rest of the guys are annoyed mostly because they're being protective of Joey, but they're willing to patch things up and move past this. Make sure you return any DVDs you've been borrowing from any Aerosmith member, particularly Joey, to show them that you care.
I didn't know there was an Aerosmith member called Joey.
Called Joey, no. I actually don't know a lot about Aerosmith.
I know that Steven Tyler is from Aerosmith.
And he's got a big mouth?
I know that he's got a massive big mouth. And I know that he's the dad of Liv Tyler.
Yes, who played the thingy in Lord of the Rings.
I've never watched Lord of the Rings.
LeBron James should not have to go to jail for losing the NBA Finals.
Here are some Upworthy video article titles. Video article? Not video article, that's not what I meant to say.
Yes,
article titles. This video might hurt to watch. Luckily, it might also explain why. It doesn't tell you anything about what it actually is. It just makes you want to click it. This young woman dances with her soul, but to some this isn't what God would want. A set of images that point out why those bathroom symbols are so friggin' silly, in brackets, and much more. That's tagged LGBTQQ. That's all. I already know that's going to make me angry if I read it.
They're such weird... I get lured into it all the time, though. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'll do a quick BuzzFeed quiz.
Gender, LGBTQQ, diversity, community, equality... Loads. That's a huge one in that whole crowd of people. I don't want to annoy anyone here, but they're all the sorts of people who think that by saying, I don't think we should be offensive towards people, that they're going to seem like fucking Nelson Mandela. You know what I mean? It's just really annoys me. This whole movement of like, I do appreciate the cause of like feminism and egalitarianism and all that shit. I mean, all that great stuff.
Yeah.
I'm behind it all. But there are so many people who just, I think that it's time someone said that rape is, it's wrong. And I just don't think we should rape. And I think we should discourage rape. And by golly, I'm going to say it. I don't care what people say. Well, obviously, everyone agrees with you.
Everyone agrees with you.
And most of these people, fine. There are some people who have a reason to say that and who it personally matters to, and that's fine. But there are a lot of people who are just like 17, 20-year-old boys saying that for brownie points. They just want to sound reasonably
to get some pussy.
Morally adjusted. Well, not even that. Just to impress people. Yes, to get pussy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mostly to. So you objectifying women. Why are you objectifying women? I don't do that. By criticising you, people know that now I don't do that, and now I'm probably going to get some pussy out of this.
Because if we lived in a free and equal society, we should all be able to
get pussy.
Objectify whoever we want and get as much pussy. I'm happy for women to objectify me if they want. I don't care.
No, that's not. How is that
me for my bod?
No. Yes, but women shouldn't be allowed to be sexist against men. That'd really hurt my feelings.
Yeah, that would be wrong in every way.
Yeah, I should be allowed to be sexist against women though, just because I don't care. You know, why would I? They're idiots.
So that's not me.
Yeah. Yes. Good point. Also, blacks.
Yeah, not me.
Chinese.
Not me.
Dwarfs.
Not me.
Or midgets.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares?
Queers. Trannies.
None of these things are me.
Jews.
Spicks.
Anyone other than me. People younger or older.
Younger or older.
People with different names.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, you know.
That's a typical Phil thing to say.
I don't know why you generalise like that. That offends me.
We're funny, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty funny. This is going to go down well. What are some other clickhole articles?
Well, there's the funny little subreddit I've just created.
You just made this, did you?
Clickhole or BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to list you...
When did you create this? Just now?
Yeah.
While we were doing that humour?
Yeah. It was sort of like a Squarespace advert.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it while we're chatting.
Yeah.
So I'm going to list you a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to tell me if you think it's Clickhole or BuzzFeed.
Alright, go on.
18 plates of bow tie pasta that will never let you down.
Clickhole.
You think that's Clickhole?
Yeah.
That's BuzzFeed.
I can't name 2 plates of bow tie pasta that will never let me down.
11 cupcakes that just want to express themselves.
Clickhole.
He's going Clickhole again. He's 0 and 1 at the minute.
Yeah.
That's BuzzFeed. He's 0 and 2.
What the fuck? Is it a series of GIFs? Or images?
Yeah, it's
of any kind.
Images. 13 potatoes that look like Channing Tatum.
Clickhole.
That's BuzzFeed. He's 0 and 3. A definitive and important ranking of animal penises.
Clickhole.
Oh, he goes 0 and 4.
No, that's BuzzFeed.
Right, this is your last
Where
chance.
do I rank on that list, by the way? I don't care. But, just out of interest.
This is your last chance.
It's P-Bed number 2 or number 1 on the penis list?
Number 2.
Number 1. Number 1. Good, happy about it.
21 tweets that precisely sum up how it is to be British.
I'm going to say BuzzFeed.
Oh, he's going to say BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
Is he going to try and pull it back? It is BuzzFeed.
Yes!
It goes 1 and 4. First to 5.
Are they all BuzzFeed?
No. I've clicked on some that aren't in the past.
Yeah. Right. That's much needed, that satire. Because people aren't making fun of that enough.
Yeah. It seems to have just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why.
It's really horrifically shallow and just... I don't want to be a Debbie Downer.
Really
yeah, it's not only is it not journalism, it's also not very worthy of anything. It's just shit. Because a lot of it is stuff that you click on and you go, oh, okay. And then you don't really care about it. You're not really interested. Most people who go on these websites are just pissing the day away because they don't want to do their homework or they don't want to do their work or whatever.
Well, I often do a BuzzFeed quiz when I'm having a shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? I don't care which Mad Men character I am.
Exactly, yeah.
But
I've only watched 4 episodes of Mad Men. Didn't catch me.
It's meant to be really good. Never watched
a
a single ep.
Well, which character are you?
Main one, John Hamm.
John Hamm.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my charisma.
It's my cock size.
Is it your dick? Yeah. It's my dick. It's my cock size
as well.
Meant to say.
Wow. Good cover.
Yeah, thanks.
But yeah, good job, The Onion. It's nice to see that your roots at TFC podcast.
The apple hasn't fallen far from the tree.
No.
Yeah.
Cutting edge.
We do satire. We're good at it. We're really good at it. We're great at satire. Now, what do you want me to satirise? I'll do anything.
Top quality podcasts. We've been satirising that for about an hour and a half.
They're shit, aren't they? What are they like? Crap.
Dreadful.
Yeah, bad.
Abysmal.
Name something else, I'll satirise it. Easy.
Bras.
I quite like bras. I'd like something else to satirise.
Mangoes.
Hate mangoes. Shit. Next. I could do this. Really.
You could do it all day.
I could have a job at the Union, but that would be like someone from... That would be like the CEO of Coca-Cola designing logos for Pepsi. You know what I mean? It's a downgrade.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to be the end.
You want to shoot up.
There's there's nowhere to. There's nowhere to shoot up. We're at the top of the pyramid, baby.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is my life done now. I've peaked.
Yeah. I would say you're probably 26% of the way through your life.
Wow, and I've peaked already?
You're going to die in 2070, around that sort of
Yeah.
time, age of about 56. No,
56?
76.
2017, I'll be 56, so I'm born this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Well, it's not your birthday, it's just your birthday year.
Me.
But if you celebrated birth years, you would never stop celebrating.
That'd be great.
Oh, I was born on a year, and this is a year.
This is a year. Yes, another tequila.
Do you want to move on to something semi-conversation worthy?
Yes.
Because I don't know if you've ever heard of a little website called The Conversation.
No.
I did a wink at you there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Good work.
Cheers. Their little tagline is academic rigour, journalistic flair.
Oh.
Bit pretentious. We don't say that on ours, even though it applies to tfcpodcast.com just as much. Probably more, but we don't say that.
Much more, I'd say.
Put down the smart drugs, cognitive enhancement is ethically risky business. This is sort of an opinion piece on cognitive enhancement stuff.
Cognitive enhancement drugs are great.
Cognitive enhancement drugs like Ritalin, which controls this, it stimulates the central nervous system, and it's usually prescribed for hyperactivity and impulse control. Donepezil, which is used to treat dementia. Transcranial direct current stimulation, which is like a 9-volt battery that you put on your scalp.
Oh.
And also modafinil, which is used for people who have narcolepsy.
I have 2 in my system right now.
Yeah, because of your narcolepsy.
Yeah, I did take them about 10 hours ago though.
Oh, did you?
They've worn off massively. By about 11 o'clock I was out.
So do you find that modafinil enhances your cognition in some way?
Yes, it can do. I think if you took it without a need to take it, it definitely would, if that makes sense. Like, I take it when I take it because I need it.
Do you take like Provigil?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's modafinil, isn't it?
Yeah.
Modafinil.
Modafinil.
Yeah.
And, well, it does sort of make me focus a bit more. It really more just gives me a bit of get up and go. Like, I'll get a lot of shit done.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the extra energy or alertness it's giving you, or some sort of set focus.
It's like, is it an amphetamine, or is it in that family or something?
Yeah, it's from the same sort of tree.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure of its chemical makeup, but...
I remember taking modafinil once when we did a TFC podcast. I can't remember which episode, but...
It's probably at about 5 a.m.
Yeah, that's why you were like, do you want modafinil? I was like, yes. It wasn't really. I was prescribed modafinil because they thought I had narcolepsy for one day, and then they realised the next day, oh, wait a minute, you don't have narcolepsy.
You don't have narcolepsy. Don't take it.
Since we legally prescribe them to you, then it's legal. Mum. So if you're listening, which I know you are, then good work. Yeah. Thanks. Just did a lie there to save myself. But I remember it being really not very... I didn't like it. I wasn't a fan. Because I think
like it.
yeah, no, I don't like this. Turn it off. Because I was already really tired. And it didn't really stop me from feeling tired. It just made me feel... It made me feel like I'd just woken up instead of like I needed to go to sleep. Made me feel like it was in the morning. So I was...
For me, it doesn't remove tiredness.
Yeah.
But it removes like the not the desire, but the need to sleep.
Right.
So I could feel as shit all day, but I won't crash.
Yeah.
It's just like riding out what you have.
Yeah.
Depends on how much you take as well, obviously, but...
Do you usually take 2?
Yeah, 2 or 4.
Do you take them daily?
I'm supposed to, but I often don't.
What sort of are there negative effects, like long-term effects? Are there any?
I don't know.
Or like eat your liver or something like that?
Well, the thing is, you become reliant on it. At the end of the day, it is just a drug.
Problem, you're right.
That you'll become reliant on. That's why I don't take it every day.
Because you don't want to...
Because if it just becomes a second nature as like the first morning cup of coffee or whatever it is, then you're on, 4 basic speed pills for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And that's not a sort of road I want to go down.
That's one of the arguments they brought up in this article on theconversation.com. They've talked about how it could become just the norm in the same sense that caffeine and other stimulants like that is the norm. They said, hang on a second, let me find... they said they are as relatively inexpensive, innocuous and helpful as all those other prosaic props that regularly help us get through the day, in brackets, coffee, painkillers and post-work flutes of Prosecco.
That's some wine.
That's bullshit. That pissed me off when I read that. I was like, you pretentious arsehole.
Very pretentious.
Who's having a post-work flute of fucking champagne, whatever it is? Is it pronounced Prosecco?
Prosecco, yeah.
Prosecco. That's how you say it.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a wine buff, so...
Are you a wine buff?
Yeah, you just offended.
What's your favourite wine?
Red.
Red.
Yeah.
Fizzy.
Yeah, fizzy red. What I do is I just pour Vimto in a wine glass.
Yeah.
Tastes better.
Vimto vodka.
Yeah.
That is wine. If you say it isn't, you're wrong, because it is
Double
red,
V.
and it is alcoholic. They've pointed out here that there are some recent studies that report a 30% improvement in language learning by subjects who use modafinil or transcranial direct current stimulation.
I think there's definitely some benefits to it. Like, it does focus you a lot more. You do get a lot more done. It allows you to just sit down and get shit done. Like, you're not going to feel like high as balls like you're taking speed.
Yeah, that's what I noticed, that it wasn't a high at all. It was just...
But like with drugs like a speed or an ecstasy or whatever, like you have a very high,
and then
it comes very quickly, and then you have a crash. Whereas with modafinil, if you do it right, like it's just a constant sort of middle ground almost.
Yeah.
But for me, that middle ground is like normal people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a middle ground for you
people
because you're actually narcoleptic. You're narco.
Narco.
Yeah. Whereas
narco warrior.
some cool dude like me, who has the health of a 17-year-old, yeah, I could take a modafinil in the daytime. I imagine it'd be different because I've only ever taken them at like 5 a.m, 4 a.m, 3 a.m, whatever.
Yeah.
But I imagine it would probably be quite cool if I was an author or something.
Yeah, I imagine.
Let's say I am, because I write the blog posts sometimes for TFC, so I'm an author.
Yeah, you are an author.
Yeah, I would say so.
I would say so. Good job.
Thank you.
Put that on the CV.
So I might be taking modafinils all day for my authoring.
Well, the thing is, I think, like any drug, the more you take it, the more like resistance your body's going to build up to it.
Yeah.
And so, while a lot of students use it, sort of exam season to cram, to basically just sit at a table for 6 hours and get it all in the old noggin.
Head, brain.
I think if you're using it every day, then you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing anything every day, other than, eating.
Yeah, sleeping, masturbating. The things you need to do.
The big three.
To live. Yeah, the 3.
Eat, sleep, wank.
Sleep, wank.
Repeat.
ESW.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've also said in this article that there's a lot of conflicting research that people just don't know enough about them yet.
Yeah, they are.
People
They're
don't
very
know the dangers of them yet. People don't know how beneficial they are and for what percentage of the population.
Yeah, you don't... Because it is so new, you don't know the effects it has on different people. It comes with a big, warning list, basically. It says, do not take if you've had any history of
narcolepsy,
depression or self-harm or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's more, erring on the side of caution.
Yeah, it probably would be.
But it's so untested, you have no idea what you could really be doing.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm very cautious to take it all the time and become dependent on it to function.
Because
you don't know what it's doing to you in the long term.
I don't want to speak for you, but I'd probably be more comfortable once there was more research out there and once there was more...
And that's why I'm glad to see it getting press and basically more people using it.
Yeah,
because
a lot of students.
Yeah, the more people using it, the more people are going to be intrigued as to what it is.
Yeah,
its effects, its pros, its cons,
and the more demand there'll be for those studies. Adderall's a big one as well.
Yeah, people love Adderall in America.
This is the main thrust of this article, is that they're worried, over at theconversation.com, they're worried about it becoming the new normal. They said that it could become a lot like beta blockers in the world of concert musicians, because apparently violinists, cellists, singers, pianists.
Yeah.
Pianists. Sounds like I'm trying to do a joke. Cock. Apparently a lot of violinists, pianists, concert musicians use beta blockers, which help prevent performance anxiety. And now help keep steady hands and stuff like that. And that started around the 70s.
There's a famous snooker player.
Snooker.
Bill, I think his name Bill
Wozniak.
Yeah, was it Bill Wozniak?
I think so.
He was a big fat traditional snooker player. He used to drink like a fish, smoke like a chimney. And then he was on beta blockers, and they banned beta blockers, and he just was never the same player again.
I imagine it must be quite big in pool and snooker and stuff like that as well. Anything where you need a steady hand. But they've argued here that now, in the world of concert musicians, whatever you would call it, it's now become such a norm to take beta blockers that you're almost expected to. They've said what was once a choice for a few disadvantaged people is becoming a de facto necessity for all, simply because of the way competition and audience expectations work. So they're worried that it might go towards that for workers. So say you're a shift worker or whatever, they're worried that you might be expected to take Ritalin or modafinil or whatever just to keep going.
But it's like banking jobs and stuff in London are already high pressure enough. People are already just having heart attacks and dying because they're just not sleeping.
Yeah, too much caffeine and stuff like that. Like they've linked to an article here.
But just because the system will be abused, is that a reason not to look into it, like its benefits?
I think this article is a little bit it's not really sensationalist, but it's a bit.
Well, there's a lot
fearful.
of open-ended. Well, what if this happens? And what?
Yeah.
Well, what if anything?
There's a lot of. They use the phrase "slippery slope" a lot in this article.
But is that an argument not to look into it in any way?
No, of course it isn't. I mean, if anything, it's an argument to look into it more. But they've linked. This is one of the things that they're scared of. They've linked to this booklet from the Queensland government.
Yeah.
Which is Australia, I think.
Australia.
And it's called Fatigue Risk Management System Resource Pack. And basically, somewhere in this leaflet, I'm not going to read it, or booklet, or whatever you call it, it suggests drinking between 5 and 6 cups of coffee for nurses and stuff like that to keep them healthy throughout the day. So they say similar suggestions might be given in the future to workers to take these modafinils and Ritalins and Adderalls and stuff like that. But if they're not harmful, there's nothing really wrong with that.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not saying do this. It's saying this is an option if you're really feeling it.
And as well, if it is harmful, there'll be a lot of uproar about it. People aren't just going to be like, oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Like, if it turns out that taking a lot of modafinil will make your feet drop off.
Yeah. Well, it's a new product, isn't it? And any new product on the market now, if it's that dangerous, it won't exist.
Yeah.
Like, if cigarettes, if alcohol, if whatever comes on the market now, they don't pass.
No, if cigarettes were a new thing, people would be like, no.
Yeah.
New. If people just discovered alcohol...
Yeah.
There's no way.
No way it'll be legal.
No, not at all. This is another thing they're worried about in this article is using cognitive enhancements as a responsibility. So imagine like a surgeon, for example.
Yeah.
They might feel responsible to use modafinil, or people might expect it of them as their responsibility to help them keep their eye on the prize when they're cutting up in someone's, let's say, penis for comic effect.
Surgeons have
or anus.
Breasts. Cutting open the anus and breasts at the same time. 2 hands.
Balls.
BBC. Surgeons have been surgeons forever. High risk, high pressure jobs have existed already.
Yeah.
And people haven't crumbled underneath it.
No, true, but I think this is one of the most credible things they say. Even it's not that credible, but it's one of the most credible things in there. The idea that I can see that happening. I can see it happening that, you know, you go to a hospital. Let's say you've got a little daughter, white daughter.
Yeah.
Because white people are overprivileged. I think it's my opinion. Whatever, you know.
Deal with it.
I'm a little guy in this world, and I have a
gonna
big
say
voice. But anyway, you go to a doctor and you have a little daughter, and you say, she's got loads of tumours. Can you cut them out? And the doctor says, yeah. Put it on the table. You put it on the table, and you say, wait a minute. Have you taken your modafinil? And says, no, I don't need it. You wouldn't. A lot of people would get frantic about their loved ones and stuff like that. A lot of people would be like, oh, do it. Take it.
Yeah.
And then they go to their local newspaper. They go to BuzzFeed or whatever. Because in the future, in like 2020, that's going to be a local thing.
BuzzFeed.
It's going to go down to the small folk.
Yeah.
They'll go to their local BuzzFeed office, knock on the door. Excuse me. And then they'll just shout 4 keywords in. They'll just say, Dr. Modafinil didn't take. And then BuzzFeed like, yeah, that's up now.
Snap that's on.
Is that a list form? Oh, sorry. 6 mind-blowing Dr. Modafinil didn't take. And then they'll add some funny images.
GIFs.
Yeah. I've sort of lost the point of what I was saying a bit through all this funny satire that I'm doing.
You're saying that doctors or people in high-pressure, high-risk jobs will feel a certain pressure or obligation to take these drugs?
I mean, it's not necessarily true, but you can see in those sorts of situations. I mean, surgeon is a really good example. I can't think of a better example. Yeah. And I think that's maybe one of the only examples where it's
like
true.
A soldier as well, I suppose.
Maybe.
Because they all stayed up on coke and amphetamines for weeks.
Pilots.
Yeah. Well, modafinil was given to, I don't know if it's Israeli fighter pilots.
Oh, yeah.
But just to keep them going. Yeah. It worked quite well.
That's something you can see happening. But then pilots are people who are so passionate and into what they're doing, and they're so rigorously selected. Like, you have to be below a certain height, you have to be quite short, you have to have 20/20 vision, you have to pass all these aptitude tests and stuff like that. I'm sure they're not going to do all of that, and then, right, you have to take Ritalin. No, I don't want to.
Yeah, that's true.
Go to McDonald's instead. Not for a job, for a burger. Come on.
Big Mac.
Aha.
Well, yeah, but so what?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that huge a problem. But
if it is risk-free, then so what?
Well, we don't know that it's risk-free, but if it isn't, I'm sure people will change their opinions to adapt to that. So,
well, I don't see a future in which we're demanding that our medical professionals take basically performance-enhancing drugs.
I don't know. I can see that happening. I can see it happening. Like, if there was... although I suppose there are already a lot of performance-enhancing things that you don't expect surgeons to have, like laser eye surgery. You don't expect every surgeon to have eye surgery so they get 20/20 vision or whatever.
Yeah.
You never ask a surgeon, have you had a cup of coffee? Because
how alert are you? How much sleep did you get last night? Like
I mean, a lot of people probably do.
Like
the surgeons probably say, fuck off.
You have to have trust in the fact that they're a professional for a reason.
Yeah.
And they've been put in that position of responsibility and power because they're the best at it.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't then go, well, I've brought some drugs in for you.
I mean, a lot of people already give surgeons a hard time if the TV show House is to be believed. So,
He's an unhappy man.
He's a grumpy dude, but, he's very clever.
Yeah, he's good at being a doctor.
He's almost like a detective of the human body.
Detective, yeah.
It's a lot like Sherlock Holmes.
But of the anatomy.
Yeah. Only, obviously, Hugh Laurie is American and Benedict Cumberbatch is English.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, thanks. Good observation, really.
Yeah.
All round.
Just worked on the accents.
Yeah.
Modafinil, I'm all for it. Everything in moderation, though, don't go crazy. Just have one every now and again.
Yeah. Yay, modafinil.
When you need to stay up to record TLDR Epi 3.
Yeah. Although, I will say that today, we're recording in late afternoon. It's going really well.
It's only
Before, we've recorded it... I mean, the first time we recorded at 4 in the morning, then we recorded at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, just progressively getting earlier.
Yeah, and now we started at around 6ish PM.
It's 7:45 now.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't do this in the first place. I feel quite alert.
Yeah, it's alright, isn't it?
I've always got something to say. Have you? I mean, these jokes are great. Who listens to that and doesn't laugh?
Something like that's comedy genius.
Brilliant. We don't even describe ourselves as a comedy show. It's just you can't not be funny when you're a super talented dude like we are. These guys. What else have you got anyway?
Oh, I'll just tell you about the snooker player that was on beta blockers.
Oh, go on then.
William Alexander Bill Werbenek.
Werbenek, not Wozniak then.
Yeah. 14th of January 47 to the 20th of January 2003. He was a Canadian professional snooker and pool player.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it all went a bit wrong.
Crashing down, did it?
All went a bit wrong, yeah.
Because he wasn't allowed beta blockers anymore.
Yeah, it was classed as a performance-enhancing drug, and he was never the same again.
When you get into sport, that's where it's different. That's where it's difficult.
Performance-enhancing drugs is a big one in sport, isn't it?
Because it's really difficult to weigh in on either side. If you instantly say yay or nay to performance enhancing anything in sports, then you probably haven't thought it all the way through.
Yeah, it's a huge argument.
Yeah,
you get it a lot in MMA at the minute.
Yeah, like the UFC and all that.
Yeah,
and all those other MMA tournaments.
Yeah, that's a big topic. Performance enhancing drugs in sport.
Yeah,
a big topic. You for it or against it?
Oh yeah, for it. I've just had a little think now.
Yeah.
I think do it.
Everyone can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
You just juice all the time.
What do you think? No.
No. I don't think so.
Well, that's a good point. You've swayed me.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's the problem with debate and conversation.
Yeah, you might accidentally lose.
Yeah.
You might
you
might be persuaded.
Aporia might reign.
I don't know what that is.
That's sort of no real answer.
Aporia.
Yeah.
Aporia.
Well,
that's my pronunciation of that word that I've never heard before. But you know, whatever. If you want to use yours, then
fine if I do.
Fine. Well, fine. Whatever. Oh, hi. I'm the average internet goer. Oh, there's so much internet to get through. If only someone would digest it into small, easy portions, just the best bits, the cream of the crop. Are there any good internet things this week? Oh look, there's TLDR, the Internet Digest, a great podcast. Oh look, it's Matt from TLDR. Hi Matt, can you tell me internet?
Fuck off, kiss. Not now.
We do sketches.
On the clock.
You clocked in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
It's full body stretch.
No, whatever. If you don't want to do another one, then that's fine. Have you got any more?
No.
Alright.
Generally haven't.
Alright. I've got some more. Do you want to hear about... Oh, I was going to give you a choice, but I've realised I've only got one more left. Do you want to hear about that one?
Yes, please.
This is from a website that I didn't know existed. Sploid.
Not real.
Sploid.gizmodo.com.
I've heard of Gizmodo. What's that?
It's one of the Gawker websites. Gawker have loads of different websites like Lifehacker, Sploid, Gizmodo, and Jezebel. Loads and loads of different websites.
Yeah. And
it turns out they even have some really, really specific ones like The Vane, as in VANE, which is about weather.
Oh.
I'm not going to talk about that, but I found that interesting.
That is interesting.
Saw it on the side of the sidebar.
Side of the sidebar? Which side?
Centre of the sidebar. NASA's real-life enterprise may take us to other star systems one day.
Ooh.
That's the name of this article. And that is generally a summation of what this article is about as well. You can read that title and think, now I know what it's about. And then you could just read the article and you'll know. Or listen to a podcast form of it and you'll get it. Dr. Harold Sonny White is working on a warp drive, which will mean that spaceships can travel much faster than the speed of light in NASA.
How? How is he doing that?
Well, are you familiar with warp drives?
No.
Have you ever watched the television show Star Trek?
No, not well. I know basics.
How about...
Beam me up, Sky.
How about Star Trek The Next Generation?
Which one was in that? That was Patrick Stewart in it. Yeah, I've seen him in his gear. I've never watched an episode though.
How about,
it looks awful.
How about Star Trek Deep Space Nine?
Is the black woman in that?
Black man.
Black man.
Yeah. What about Star Trek Voyager?
Is he blind?
No, that's in Star Trek Next Generation. That's Geordie LaForge, played by LeVar Burton.
From Roots.
Yeah.
And
Reading Rainbow.
Arrested Development.
Was he in that? He was in Community.
He was in Community. Troy loves him.
Yeah. Anyway, warp drive is what they use in Star Trek to travel the space.
The whole of the space.
All the space. Because sometimes in Star Trek you'll have an episode and they'll say, right, we're here. We need to be over there.
We're at point A in space.
Yeah, we need to be at point B.
Quick, Picard, show me the map.
He's in charge, Picard.
Yeah.
So it would be more that he'd probably just tell someone to do it and then they'd delegate orders and, it's a military sort of thing. Like a navy, but in space.
Space Navy.
But
that would have been a better title for the show.
Space Navy.
Space Navy.
Spavey.
Spavey.
Yeah. Spavey, baby. That's what the tagline would be called. It's Spavey, baby. And then Shatner would come on. Shatner as well, blackface. Because he'd be a lot cooler. Because if we're going to say Spavey, baby, let's jazz it up a bit, yeah. But basically a warp drive. Now, this is one of the basics of physics. Yeah. I'm a physicist.
Yeah.
By nature. In my heart I am. Because I've watched a YouTube video about physics once, and apparently you can't go faster than the speed of light. Right? That's impossible. According to Einstein, that's like you're not allowed to do that. So what the warp drive does, which used to be a theoretical thing that was on Star Trek but now is real, it basically creates a bubble around the ship where they're no longer in space-time, so they can go between space-time. So basically it moves point B to them. Instead of them moving from point B to point A, it just moves point B to them.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, because gravity, so basically any object warps and bends space a little bit. It uses that principle to warp and bend space, to warp space towards them. So it says here that apparently you'd be able to go to Alpha Centauri, which is our nearest star. You'd be able to go there in 2 weeks. And for context, I did a bit of Googling, worked out a bit. Usually it'd take about 5 years. That's travelling at the speed of light. So with a warp drive, you'd be able to go.
That is a lot quicker than the speed of light, then.
It's a bit faster, yeah. It's a bit nippier.
But is this something that could actually happen, or is this just theoretical physics?
I mean, look. They've made a concept for the spaceship. There it is. Can you see that image? And it looks pretty nifty. And they're literally going to call it the Enterprise, which is the name of the spaceship in Star Trek.
Yeah.
And it's basically, it looks like a big spaceship with rings around it.
Like cheese wheels.
Yeah, it's got big hollowed out cheese wheels around it, which I think is a design flaw. I don't think they should have gone with that. I think they should have just copied it off the TV programme. I don't see why not.
Yeah, that's true. Because that worked every single episode.
Yeah.
Except sometimes it'll be attacked and it'll look like it's not going to work.
And then just at the last minute,
it'll work again and they'll escape.
Picard will go, all hands, abandon ship. And then it'll turn out they're in a time loop. So all they have to do is go to the start of the time loop, solve the problem, and then... Fine. But then some episodes, Picard will be like, separate the saucer section. And then the saucer would separate from the rest of the ship. And then they'd go off and solve it. And then they'd just go back and just reattach.
Chill back.
So why they don't have a saucer section? That's embarrassing. Although the front does look a bit saucery.
Who's going to be Picard on this ship?
Well, I'm thinking you should probably go for someone like Bradley Cooper, maybe Gosling. He's in.
Yeah. Gozzers.
Someone, it has to be young, handsome, attractive man. With mass appeal.
Oh. So close.
Yeah, you almost got there. I don't know, I imagine it's going to be like... I don't know, who's the best test pilot in the world at the minute? It's probably going to be him.
Absolutely no idea.
You don't know?
No idea.
Actually, I imagine the person who's going to fly this around is probably in school, probably in nappies, diapers.
Yeah, cause it's going to be a long time in the future. They might not even be born. There might not even be a bit of sperm yet.
Yeah, there might not even be a bit of sperm yet. They might not even be a bit of sperm yet. Maybe they're a bit of sperm yet, but there might not even be a bit of sperm yet. Harold White. Now, this is the problem that I have with this whole thing, because Harold White seems to be a Star Trek fan, so I think he might be a bit biased about this whole thing, because this is a quote of his. He said, "Perhaps a Star Trek experience within our lifetime is not such a remote possibility. I think that's well wrong, and I'll tell you why. Because, A, it'd be very expensive to do Star Trek.
Yeah, it'd be quite expensive.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever watched Star Trek, although I have to admit you said you haven't, so I do know that you've not watched it.
Yeah.
But in Star Trek,
clips.
it's like it's supposed to be this utopian future. Humanity's sorted themselves out. There's no poverty, no war.
Woo.
There's also no money. But there is money here. We have money.
Oh, thank fuck.
So yeah, so we would need to.
So we're in control.
Well, yeah, but it also means that.
So we're better, is what? So he's
much better than fucking the people in Star Trek, because we have Rogaine. We can't completely bold. So that's mad. We also have the internet. They never like. Oh, what's that ship over there? Commander Data. What is it?
I'll just Google Street View.
Yeah, never Googled it. Yeah, I don't know. Google Klingon. Klingon is
Yeah, you could just translate.
Well, they had that.
Oh, that's good.
They had a little badge, and it translates everything. Universal translator.
Like a babelfish in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
But that's another. I've written down a little list of why this wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And that's another one of them. Is that number one? Obviously, it's costly, too expensive, way too expensive. You can't do it. Number two, even if it wasn't really costly, which it would be, there's probably no aliens. Also flying ships. There might be loads of aliens around there.
But they're not going to be like people in masks.
Yeah, they're not. They're not going to just have weird foreheads and that's it. And even if there are aliens, this is number 3.
Yeah.
I might even refer to this as 2B. I might change the list and refer to it as 2B. I'll do that later on. Even if there were aliens, there would be language/communication barriers.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe
we'll just kill them.
Yeah, I mean, on this planet alone, there are dolphins who ostensibly have language, but since it's not vocal, we don't know what it is. We can't decode it. I mean, there are people who say that dolphins have language. I don't know if that's true.
Well, they communicate, don't they?
Yeah. But there are theories that they have a complex language. But I mean, even the difference between English and Japanese is so huge.
Oh, it's vast.
We're of the same species.
I can't understand a word they're saying.
I know. I can never. I'm always like louder, and they say arigato, louder, arigato. I don't know. I don't know what he's saying, and it's just. I end up just having to really beat them.
Just to death often.
Just really hard and with a blunt object. And I'd hate to have to do that to an alien, because what if that alien has pincers of some sort?
Like a crab.
I don't know where the pincers would be, maybe like a crab, maybe on its face.
Face pincers. Or, option C, both. Face and crab.
Seems very unlikely.
Double pincer, yeah.
Yeah, knee pincers though maybe, because then what you could do is when your leg's straight, pincers closed, when your leg's open, pincers open.
So when you're sitting down,
pincers open.
You think you're more vulnerable now, but you're not, because pincers.
No, someone wants to sit in your lap. Yeah, try it, mate.
I've got these pincers.
Yeah, and you can also use those because they're spiky. Put soft foods on them.
Yeah, a little hot dog,
like a little kebab. Yeah, a little hot dog. Yeah. Number 4 on my list is that if there's ever any problem whatsoever, if people die, or if, and this isn't likely to happen, but if we do meet aliens and they want to kill us or whatever, then the project would immediately be cancelled. People wouldn't be like, oh, let's just try, let's do a war. Yay, sci-fi. Let's have lasers and do a war. No, they're just like, right, let's stay here then.
Let's pull back.
Let's not go to space.
Retreat.
It is a boring place, let's not go there. It seems quite dangerous. Imagine if this ship went into warp, but then it couldn't communicate with us. Because communications still travel slower than light. There's nothing to say that the communications would travel at warp speed. So it'd take us like 10 years to find out whether they're even okay. So what if that 10 years passed and we didn't get anything? Because, Commander Roger had forgotten to press the button. Oh, look, turns out this star's green. Oh, he's too invigorated and...
Just having a good time.
Yeah, he's just having a whale of a time. He's thought, no, I won't contact. What if that happens, Matt?
What if he's just been a teenage boy? Oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay out some more and play football and not tell them where I am.
I'm going to play Xbox. I'm also not entirely sure about how time works, because it said... I don't know, I'm going to control F time, because there was a throwaway line here about time. Although this is just a tiny instance of the phenomena, it will be existence proof for the idea of perturbing space-time. Oh, that's not relevant. The time will be the same in the spaceship and on Earth, he claims, and there will be no tidal forces inside the bubble, no undue issues, and the proper acceleration is 0. When you turn the field on, everybody doesn't go slamming against the bulkhead. So he says the time will be the same in the spaceship and on Earth.
How?
But does that mean I don't know what that means, because my understanding is that if you were to travel to Alpha Centauri and then back, then to you it might feel like 4 weeks have gone by, but to everybody else it'd be like 8 years have gone by, or something like that. I heard in a documentary that that's the case, and I don't know if...
How does that work with the ageing process?
I don't know. What if...
Because then you come back and it's 16 years later?
Here's a plot of a Star Trek episode, Star Trek Voyager. I watched one of the episodes once. The thing about Star Trek is that I quite like it because sometimes it's really bad and you can just laugh at it and stuff. One of the episodes, they figured out how to travel faster than the speed of light, not using warp, but actually using engines, like travelling.
Yeah.
And they did it, and the guy who did it turned into a lizard because evolution was accelerated.
Oh no.
Which seems like a misunderstanding of so many different areas of science.
Right back to lizard.
Yeah, he turned into a lizard, and then Janeway, the captain, for some reason felt sorry for him, so she turned into a lizard as well. And then earlier on in the episode, for no reason, they'd found a barren planet. So they put these two lizards on that planet, and they lived off in happiness, and somehow they either cloned them or something happened where the normal ones came back and they were fine, so the episodes could continue as normal. Without having to fire two customers. Yeah. No, they were lizards. They were small,
like geckos.
Little geckos or something like that with some special effects makeup. He started off turning into a lizard. He was like, oh no, I'm turning into a lizard. And then eventually he liked it. He was like, no, I want to be a lizard. And he was dripping. A lot of dripping going on. Good special effects makeup.
Lizards famous for dripping.
But yeah, I mean, there was bits were dripping off, and like his ear dripped off. I think his fingernails came off and his teeth came out and stuff like that. And then he turned into a lizard. So that could happen. Have NASA even thought about that?
Potential lizard outbreaks.
Yeah. PLO. In TFC, that is number 4 on our health and safety leaflet booklet combo. PLO. What's PLO? Potential lizard outbreaks. Are there going to be any lizard outbreaks in the near future? Tick no, and you're okay to carry on. If you tick yes,
sort that out, then move
fix
on
that. Yeah.
Number 5.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you think?
That'd be cool.
I don't think it would. I think so many very specific things have to happen in order for Star Trek to happen.
Yeah, it's not ever going to happen.
I think the idea that that's where humanity is destined to roam the stars, along with all the other people who are also roaming the stars and speaking English and doing diplomacy and...
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Yeah, there aren't going to be any aliens out there who are basically analogues of the Romans.
Same.
Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, no.
I think it's bullshit.
Into room 101.
Yeah. I think that the way humanity is going is that we're just all going to die one day.
Yeah, we'll just blow up and we'll go, alright then.
It's fine, don't worry about it. You're going to die anyway.
In 2070.
Yeah, I'm dying in about 2070. What about you?
About 2070, give or take.
Yeah. People have said this to me a lot, that I've got the health of a 17-year-old.
You have, though, you have.
Well, have I?
You're 4% healthier than most people.
That's true. Most people my age, though.
Yeah, not most people.
Yeah, I don't know about, 4-year-olds, probably a bit healthier than me, but...
Depends what they eat.
Fruit and vegetable, I imagine, 4-year-old.
What if they used to eat lard?
Oh, shit, yeah. I forgot about those ones, yeah.
The lard eaters.
People always say that I look about 17. Maybe that's what it is. We'll roleplay. Hey, you're right, I'm Phil, I'm 17. Believable?
Yeah.
There you go, see? Now you say it.
Hi, I'm Matt. And I'm 17.
Nah.
No, not having it.
You're about 24.
Yeah, I feel about 104, to be honest.
Well, we've only been going for 2 hours, but you are older than we were when we started.
I am.
How do you feel?
About a solid 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10?
Yeah.
I'm feeling a 6.
Solid 6?
Yeah. Well, I was feeling, you know what, I'll be honest, I was feeling a 7 at first. Now I'm probably down to a 5.8, 5.7.
What's happened?
Oh, just the days.
Just time.
Yeah,
2 hours, isn't it?
The ravages of time. Age.
Yeah.
I've aged.
You've just withered.
Yeah.
Become a husk.
My telomeres have curled up inside themselves. Yeah. Look forward to more internet being digested next episode, where I'm sure we probably will do that.
Digest some internet.
Yeah.
Some. Not lots, some.
A bit.
Yeah.
Only the best bits.
Yeah. A small portion of the top 1%.
Yeah. The problem is, we promise to give the best bits of the internet, but we can't because we're always the best.
Yeah. This episode will be the best of the next week.
So we can't. And we'd spend the whole episode talking about it because we covered so much, we'd have to reiterate what they talked about.
We'll just listen and just clap.
Yeah,
it will be 2 hours of constant clapping. Great job. Just
good. We'll just say the word good a lot.
Yeah.
Good.
These guys.
Yeah, no, mostly. Woo! Stick with good.
TFC.
TFC. TFC.